What's going on, Manchester United fans? Nick here from Real Reds Talk, here to give you my score prediction for the United game. The last games of the Premier League season, game week 38. I think Manchester United get the job done. We beat Fulham at home. We've got a fantastic record at home. Last time we lost was Brighton at the start of the season, so I can't see it going any other way. I don't think it's going to be like the FA Cup tie where it's just chaos and 3 people get sent off, but I think it'll be a little bit cagier. United get the dub and we end it on a high and we finish third, more importantly. So make sure you all enjoy the game, smash a like in the video and subscribe to Stretford Paddock.
Well then everybody, Keith from C4C Apparel here. Hope you're all good. Expecting a tough game tomorrow. Obviously Fulham will be coming back for some revenge after the last time we played them. Obviously expecting a lot of changes from the United side tomorrow. Still, I'm going to go United 2-1. Hopefully we can see Val get on that score sheet one last time for Man U before he clears off back to Burnley, and hopefully we can get Garnacho on there as well. Maybe playing a little bit of pressure to Jadon next week for the big game in the final. 2-1 United. Hope the fucking Reds clears us out.
What's up, everybody? I think United win 3-1, and Rashford scores 2. Garnacho gets 1. Let's go, United!
Back again, my prediction against Fulham. Have confidence from the Chelsea game, which was 4-1, not expected. But I didn't expect anyway. So I'm going for 3-0 win to United, up the way and up the paddock.
Hi, Solar here from the Man United Agenda. I'm here to give you my score prediction for Manchester United versus Fulham. Last game of this season. I'm going to go predict today for a Man United 2-0 win against Fulham. Come on, Fred. Come on, Rashi. Let's get these goals and let's go out there and beat Fulham 2-0.
Final game this season, Fulham at home. These games are always a bit of a procession, at the end of the season. Both teams have nothing to play for. Great season for Fulham and Manchester United. I don't think Ten Hag will play the best 11 he can. I don't think it'll be a particularly weak team because, in the FA Cup final coming up, he'll want to keep his players sharp. But I do hope Garnacho starts and I hope he grabs a goal. I think he'll be the difference like he was at Craven Cottage. So I'm going to go 2-1 Manchester United, another late Garnacho goal.
Hi everybody, I'm Monty Juma here from the Man United Agenda. Big up to everyone in the Stretford Paddock. I'm at football this morning and hoping I'll get back in time to watch Manchester United play Fulham. Obviously we're in top 4, but I would like to come third, so hopefully we get a win. I think Fulham got nothing to play for these days. They've done really well this season, but there's competition for places, isn't there, for the FA Cup final. So hopefully we'll be competitive, hopefully we'll be motivated today, and hopefully we get a 2-0 win. That's what I'm predicting, a clean sheet and a 2-0 win. So come on, Man United.
What's happening, Paddock? Sam from Real Reds Talk here, just here with my score prediction for Manchester United against Fulham today. I'm not expecting Ten Hag to rotate, so I think he'll play a full-strength team. So I think he just wants to win everything and wants to finish as high as possible. So I expect a full-strength team, so I think we should beat them. Don't think there'll be many goals in it, unlike the last game. So I'm just going to go with a 1-0 win. Up the paddock and check out Real Reds.
JF Stretford Paddock, obviously. I thought I'd do a preview or a prediction even. There you go, got that one right, didn't I? A prediction, seeing as I didn't do the preview. So I'm going to go with 2-1 United. I think it'll be a close game. But I fancy United to get 3 points. Despite the fact Erik ten Hag may shuffle his pack a bit. We may see some fringe players playing today. But yeah, I still think we'll get a win. And maybe, who knows, maybe Wout Weghorst can finally get a Premier League goal for Manchester United. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, 2-1 United, bring it on.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is Manchester United versus Fulham. This is the final day of the season. We'll be covering everything from the top... Well, there is no top 4 race because we've already got it and Liverpool can't get it. We'll be talking about the relegation battle. We'll be talking about Man United, of course, obviously. And to do that, I'm joined by 2 just brilliant guys. I'm joined by Scotty from the Scotty and Marty podcast, from the Mancunians book, from Radio Manchester, from your local poetry night. From everywhere, basically, and your local Sainsbury's. I'm also joined by Nathan Ellington as well, from Duke's United show, from the Football League, from scoring loads of goals in actual Premier League games. How are you?
I'm good. Just not happy it's the last game of the season. I don't know what to do with myself when there's no games every week.
I know, it's shit, isn't it? So. You get to the point where you're like, right, we've seen enough here. Like, it feels like the season is ready to end. Obviously, we've got next week, which is just not anywhere close to, being settled yet. But then, as soon as the season ends, I go, I need football back again. Like, I just want it immediately.
Yeah. Exactly.
But here's the United team. Let's get straight into that. So it's heavily rotated, but also very strong, which is good to see. I think it's 6 changes from the team last week. It's got David De Gea, Dello, Maguire, Lindelof, Malacia, Fred, Casemiro, and Fernandes. And the front 3, and I personally think it'll... Oh, no, that's right, sorry. Garnacho on the left, yeah, that's what I would think. Sancho on the right, and Rashford up front. That is a much stronger team than the one I predicted in my preview. Scotty, do you like that team? Are you surprised by the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford starting, 2 players who will certainly be starting next week if they're fit, and maybe could have done with the rest?
Yeah, we were talking on the preview for the game that I think none of us got the team that's out there, and I was hoping for a Phil Jones.
You literally put Phil Jones in.
Yeah, it'd have been nice to get a run out, nothing to play for.
Is he fit?
Yeah, well, what difference does it make of this? We are where we are, and we're going to stay there. But for that lineup, I think it's down to the Anthony being out. So I think, if you look up front now, I reckon that's how we're going to start against City. Yeah. So I think what Ten Hag's trying to do is to get them a bit more practice under the skin going into the Wembley game, because I think Sancho was great and arguably one of his best performances in the United shirt in the second half against Chelsea the other night on the right-hand side. So I think today will be a taster to see if you can do it again in a game. I can't see it staying like this for longer than half a match. But it's a lot stronger team than I thought. But bye Maguire. Would you say last game at United?
You would assume so, wouldn't you? Unless obviously any injuries or suspensions for the cup final. What do you make of that team?
Very strong. Pretty much what I expected. I thought Martial would still get to play. I thought Rashford would probably start and then come off. But it's looking good, because we do need to play a certain way against City next game. And I feel like it's going to be a counter-attacking situation, and Rashford is probably going to be playing up front, and to have the pace of Garnacho on the left, and we've seen now Sancho looking much more comfortable on the right. That looks like the front 3. You might be right. That looks like the front 3 that may just start on next week. Yeah,
I don't think they've ever started together after that front 3. I'd be surprised if they have. If they have, they haven't played there much together. So maybe he wants to go sort of full strength almost to give them a little bit of a, maybe himself. To see whether that works, to see whether that makes any sense. Interesting proposition, this game. So just looking at the league table, United obviously top 4 confirmed. Only the case of whether we stay third or drop down to second. With the goal difference as it is, United 21 goal difference worse off than Newcastle. We're 2 points ahead, but basically that means if we draw and they win, they get third. So we have to beat or equal Newcastle's result. So if they draw, we beat or equal it. Because if they do any better than us,
that's it, innit?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not right, is it? Because if we lose and they draw, we're still third. If Newcastle win, we have to win. Let's just leave it at that. Interesting. Yeah. How much do you mind? Obviously, you don't want to lose any game. But how much would it bother you to finish 4th over 3rd? Do you care at all? Is it a sort of vanity thing, or do you think, an extra £1 million or so for?
It's not my money, is it, Joe?
It's not your money, but we might want to spend that on wages.
Yeah, I mean that's one way of looking at it. But for me, you can finish 4th or 2nd or 3rd, and it's exactly the same as all. You all going into the Champions League, you don't get a trophy. You get a runners-up medal for it. Nobody puts them on the shelf, do they? You put them in some under your bed in a shoebox. But I'm not that fussed, to be honest. My aim for today is to get through 90 minutes and not have any injuries, because that's when you look at how strong that team is there. If we were to get a Rashford injury, then let's just write next Saturday off completely. So I think that's got to be the main initiative today. Get a good run out for the first 45 minutes with the main team up front that's going to play next Saturday, what I think, and then just let Fulham do what they want. I wouldn't be bothered if we got beat today, really wouldn't. As long as we got 5th.
What do you make of that? Like, obviously, you don't want to lose, and I know you don't either, Scott. But how much going into with the FA Cup ahead of us, and the team that we've put out isn't one that is so weak that it's none of the team from next week. But you'd expect 6 or 7 of this team to start against City. Going into that game with a loss as your last game, even if it's the last game of the season, you're just playing for fitness and all that. Does that affect players? Would that bother you as a player if you've just we just got beat 2-0 to Fulham? We were only resting, but does that still have an effect?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to go into each game looking to win, and you got to balance it a bit. But that's the manager's job throughout the whole season to continue playing players who are on the bench So then they're sharp when they are called upon. It's like now, this game here, we've got a few players that he's thinking, right, who needs to be sharp when they're called upon next week? Let's make sure Garnacho gets some more minutes in his legs.
Yeah.
Delon might be needed to come on in the game. Fred may be needed to run around and rat around and keep. Malacia may need it.
Yeah.
So to be able to have them options and keeping them sharp, at the same time, not really dropping off a lot, I think we need to win the game first of all, because it's continuity. That you have to continue that winning mentality, and that's in every game you want to win. So I don't think he'd ever put a side out that he didn't think would win. You just go and win the game, make sure there's no injuries. At the same time, once you're in a position where you're ahead enough where you think you can see out the game, Rashford's coming off.
Yeah.
Bruno's probably coming off. Maybe Casemiro's coming off from a Tomine or something like that. So Tomine's not even on the bench, is he? So
yeah, he is.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So, yeah. So them kind of players, your main players, you want to get up, especially, you want to get up and then take them off.
You need to keep everyone hot, don't you?
Yeah.
Just looking at the rest of the league then, top four is decided. The one conversation in the sort of top half is Villa or Tottenham for that 7th place Europa Conference League spot. Villa currently on 58 points, Tottenham on 54, both on 4 goal difference. So a loss for Villa and a draw for Tottenham would put Tottenham in 7th. That's really the only conversation to be had in the top half of the table. After that, you're looking down at this whole 3-way fight between Leeds, Leicester and Everton, which obviously will be giving you live updates and coverage of that as the day goes on. Do you have any preference? Leeds, Leicester? 2 of those 3, Leeds, Leicester and Everton, are going down.
Yeah.
Do you give a shit? Who would you rather stay up if you do give a shit, and why?
I'd rather Everton stay up out of them 3.
I would too.
For the same reason, like Leeds for me has always been like the second rival behind Liverpool, just as a United fan growing up. And I know City fans may disagree, but it's always been the case that Liverpool were first rivals and Leeds second. So I'd be happy to see Leeds go down.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends that are Everton fans, and they're the longest standing team in the top division
without getting relegated.
Without getting relegated. Yeah. So I mean, they haven't got many records to boast about. Good at Goodison Park. But yeah, I'd like them still. But my mate, who's a season ticket at Goodison, he's quite excited at the prospect of going down because cause just like different away days.
Absolutely crazy.
And also, there's a touch of that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
There we go.
Yes,
exactly.
They don't like Liverpool either.
Yeah.
So that's something we can bond over with. Bond over an Everton fan with. Do you care? I'm sick of this whole Leeds in the Premier League experiment. It was fun for a few seasons to beat them mostly. Have they beat us?
Not really.
We've had a couple of draws and we've beaten pretty much every other time. But I don't need it anymore. And Leicester have done more than they could have ever hoped for when they got promoted. What was it? 10 years ago. They've won a FA Cup and a Premier League, so they can go. I feel like you sort of need Everton as the kind of Everton are the buoy floating in the sea. You know where you are based on where Everton is. If Everton's behind you, you've gone too far. I think there's such a staple in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I almost don't want to see them leave. They're part of the furniture. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't want to see them go down to Championship, to be fair. Some teams are kind of used to seeing their name go down and go up and go down. And that's like Leeds, and Leicester have been around for a while now. So if they go down, it's been a long time since they've been down. But look, for me, you look at the Leeds situation and you just think it's a good 6 points in the season. But I don't know. I think you want to have and I look at the stadiums and I think, do I want to actually watch the game when they're at that ground? The one team I don't like watching is Bournemouth. I hate watching Man United play at Bournemouth. Yeah. It's not a nice stadium to watch, and it's just don't feel like a match. Any team that they have a stadium which is crap, I don't want them in the Premier.
Feels like an FA Cup game sometimes. Well, Luton's going to be the case.
I was going to say, Bournemouth have stayed up and Luton are coming up, so you're only going to feel worse. Yeah. I think Luton's ground is 11,000, isn't it?
Something, 10,500, 10,600.
United are going to 6 allocation.
Yeah, 10,356.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Which is apparently trending at the moment, which makes sense to me because everyone's obsessed with it. But yeah, I think let me know in the comments as well. Do you care who goes down? Do you care who gets top 7? To be honest, and this might be skewed logic, I would prefer Tottenham to get Europe because I think with a new manager next season and no European distraction, they might be challenging for top 4. And I'd rather them to have to play an extra, minimum of they're probably going to get through the group
Yeah,
stages. So minimum of 6 games, probably 8 to 10. Be a bit more tired and waste their energy on a league that no one cares about, than have a week off every single week to challenge United for top 4.
That's an interesting take on it, because I don't want Tottenham to get European football on the basis I want United to get Harry Kane. And if Tottenham don't get European football, whilst it might be pound shop European football,
that's a point.
The manager comes in. What else are you going to try and keep Harry Kane? With it's like
finally chance for a trophy. They'd be one of the favourites in that competition.
That's what I mean. So if they're not in that, then what's
well, now you've messed my logic up.
Yeah, sorry.
Because mine was United. But I suppose I don't know. What do you think?
You know what? I like the way Villa play, and I just want to see them do well. Teams that do well, that look good when you're watching them, I just like to see them do well. Obviously, not as good as Man United, but I don't mind the competition. The more competition, the better for me. I don't want it to be easy and you go and win a league easily. You want to be able to beat the teams that are good. And to me, I don't mind. I really don't mind. But looking at it, from seeing how the manager's taken over Villa, and the way they've been playing and the way they've taken points off big teams, I want Villa to get in there.
Yeah.
Because look, who else is going to beat an Arsenal and beat with Tottenham play them? They're more often than not going to get
Brighton do
roasted.
better against him than Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yeah. Villa take points off big teams with Emery. Brighton do. Brentford do occasionally at home, but Tottenham usually, unless it's City at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? They
expect
can't
them
get
to
a goal.
roll over. A lot of people in the comments are going with the Kane staying at Tottenham to complete a Europa. That's risky. So that's fair enough. Tottenham to miss out on Europe in the hope it pushes Kane away. That's from Cheers Dits. I worry Villa having a clear schedule with Emery will make them dangerous as well. So there's no hiding place here. Give Villa Conference League. Everton to go down because Pickford's a little knobhead, which I like. Daniel Berry says, Joe talking about worrying about Spurs. Oh dear. I'm not saying that they'll finish above us if they have a free run. We've just seen from from Arsenal, for example, this season, teams tend to do better when they don't have the distractions of European football. Newcastle the same. I expect Newcastle to struggle to get top 4 next year. Brighton, another one where you can be the best version of yourself when you aren't as tired, when you aren't as fatigued, when you've got less injuries, and you're more likely to have all of those things if you're playing less games. So, the likes of Villa, Brighton, Newcastle and Arsenal, I don't think it's a coincidence that they're all having their best season in decades or ever in Brighton's case, and they also didn't have European football to worry about. So I think it definitely... Do you think it does? It seems to, doesn't it? Unless you've got a big squad like City or Liverpool in the recent seasons.
Funnily enough, I was thinking about it a few days ago, actually, and I was thinking, okay, I like games to come thick and fast. That's great.
Yeah.
But when you get like a bruised foot and you need time for that bruise to go, and you get a niggle, you get someone kicking you and you just hurt and you need a few more days to get over it, the next game's coming, you're putting pads on with holes in so you don't get hurt. I remember I had a bruised foot for the rest of the season until the season finished, because every time you put a pad on, you put the hole in, so then when the ball hits, it hits the pad but not where the bruise is. Yeah. And then you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't hit the ball how I want to hit the ball. Imagine, who is it? Bruno went over in his ankle. How long do you think his ankle is going to be sore for? Where he's actually not really be able to hit the ball like he wants to. Yeah. Maybe he would have scored that chance, but when he banged it, hit the bar, he might have hit it lower because his foot wasn't hurting as much. So that's the kind of things that are happening throughout the whole squad. If you ask any team, there's no team that's fully fit once the season starts.
Yeah. So
you need them games to get over the niggles.
A few people saying Arsenal in the Europa League this season. They were, but firstly, they basically pissed it off against Sporting, didn't they? I know they didn't try to lose, but you watch those two games and they were clearly going for the league. Whereas I think if Arsenal, because they were first in the league, they didn't care about that. But I don't expect Tottenham to be in that position. They'll try to win the Europa Conference League, I think. Whereas Arsenal, they had bigger fish to fry in their eyes, so they kind of they kind of went for that instead. But good point. Arsenal were in the Europa League, but they sacked it off because of the truly unbelievable position they were in at the league at the time. Whereas Villa and Brighton, they're going to be going for the Europa League and the Europa Conference because that would be a big trophy for them. But fair enough.
Be interesting. One thing to find out: did Arsenal play their first team in them games?
Yeah, it was the first. I think they made some slight rotations, but I don't know if they were just way different. They just look
That's
way
the
off
mentality
where
of
they
the players,
were.
though. That's their mentality. Their players. They've never been in them positions. They're thinking, "Oh, we're top of the league. We're going to smash this team. Let's go in Europe. We got to the final. We're going to get to the final. We're top." And then they get beat by a wonder goal, and then they're out. I think that is something to do with mentality. The same way they dropped off at the end of the season. Yeah. I think they were going for it. I can't see any. You know what? It just doesn't register when someone says, "Oh, they didn't really want to go for it."
So do you think they maybe overestimated their own quality then? Or
It's like you think you're going to win.
Because watching those games, they looked like they not trying, but they looked to me like they either thought they were better than they were, and they were getting caught out. They looked off it basically. And maybe
that's what happens. You get complacent.
Yeah.
You're winning so easily in certain games because you're working so hard, but then you don't remember it's that easy because we're working so hard.
Yeah.
So then they go into that game thinking, it's just them. And then all of a sudden it's a draw. You're drawing, and then they score a goal out of nothing. Then they're trying their hardest to get a goal back, and they can't get it back.
I remember when United, and I don't remember the exact numbers on this, but I remember this situation. When in 2010 or 11, when United had that 14 clean sheets in a row, which is still the Premier League record, I think, 14 games in a row with clean sheets. And then after that, the 10 games after that, again, I'd have to look up the specific details, we barely had any clean sheets. And I remember, we was chatting to my dad with it, because he didn't play at top level, but he played sort of semi-pro and, had those sorts of situations. He said a similar thing of, you get to a point where you're so deep into this run of not conceding any goals that you almost stop doing the things 14 games in that you were doing to get you to 14 games in, and you've almost forgotten what you were doing. You're so just running on like cruise control that when the goal goes in, you think, shit, what were we doing to, how did we go? And then you're panicking and doing the wrong thing. And that's almost like Arsenal, like you said, in the Premier League as well. They were winning all these games. I think up until about January, only United had beat them, and I think they'd only dropped points against United. And then all of a sudden they're 2-0 up, and you go, yeah, we've won this, because when we're 2-0 up, we win. Yeah. And then, shit, Liverpool have come back. Shit, Southampton, or whoever it was, West Ham have come back. Southampton have gone ahead, and they just lost whatever it was that was this winning mentality. But do you think it's because you stop doing the things that got you there? And do you forget, or do you get complacent, or what is that? What happens there? Do you know?
Seems like first of all, it's your first time being there. Yeah. So first time being like there for many of those players, being at the top, and then it's coming. You have to win. The pressure got more and more. No matter what anyone says, the pressure gets more and more. You're top of the league. You know City are behind you. You lose any points, they're going to close that gap. Then you lose that game to them, they're going to close that gap. So then it's like, okay, we need to win this game. We're expected to win now. Everyone's going to say we're expected to win that game. And then all of a sudden, they don't win the game. And then it's like, oh my days, I haven't even won the game we're supposed to win. Yeah. You get like tense.
And I wonder as well if because they had that City game on the horizon, didn't they? Which everyone was saying, and as the TV and newspapers like to do, because it's all part of the storyline, is this is the title decider. Yeah. This is the title decider. And then the 3 games leading up to it, they dropped points.
They could have lost the City game. Do you know what I mean? If they just kept the consistency on the games leading up to it. But like you said, I think what happened with Arsenal is because it's such a young team, and you'll probably know more about this than me, Nathan, but there was no reference point in the season where they sort of come from playing badly and turned it around. But I imagine that comes with maturity and an age where they said, all right, remember that sort of stage we were going through last season. This could be good for them going forward.
That's exactly what I'm going to say.
Well, not only had none of them ever won the league before, most of them hadn't even finished top 4 before. Most of them hadn't even won a trophy before. Or a lot of them hadn't even won a trophy before. I know they won the FA Cup, didn't they, 2 years ago? But not all of the players were starting regularly and playing week in, week out who are there now. Yeah. Like they jumped up so massively. That's why it's even more remarkable when you think about Leicester winning the league. Yeah. Because you think like, half of those players had barely played in the Premier League, let alone Europe, let alone top 4, let alone a title race, let alone winning a trophy. They'd done none of that.
But they were long in the tooth for playing football, though, didn't they?
That's
I think
true.
They had a lot more careers behind them, so maybe some of the parts with the Leicester
people like Robert Huth had played Champions League for Arsenal.
And Chelsea. Yeah.
They had a few.
The thing is,
again, those
Kante was there, Mahrez was there. They had some players in there, and then at the same time, every other team was in transition. Yeah, I feel like when you look at everyone that season, every other team was in disarray, kind of like changing.
Liverpool hadn't built up under Klopp yet. Pep had just arrived at City.
Exactly. United was struggling.
Tottenham.
Exactly, and then they just stole a march on whoever it was, and they took it. So
what a unique That was like, that's the most I've ever, the happiest I've ever been for a non-United team. That.
Yeah. I think the majority of people in football.
It was amazing. Like because no one's a Leicester fan really. I know there are, but if you're not in Leicester, you aren't seeing Leicester fans.
Yeah.
And yet everyone you bumped into wanted Leicester to win the league. It was like England winning a World Cup or something. It was bizarre.
If Leicester go down today, am I right in thinking they're the only team that's won the Premier League to get relegated?
Blackburn.
Oh, Blackburn have as well. Yeah.
I was thinking that the other day, and then someone reminded me. But yeah, Blackburn is the only other one. I mean, only 7 teams have won the Premier League or something like that.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah,
United, Arsenal, Blackburn, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Leicester. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, they would be the second.
I do think the experience of this season of them crumbling this year, Arsenal, that they will be able to handle this same situation if they find themselves in that same position this next season. They'll be able to handle it a lot better. Same way Casemiro has dealt with these kind of games year after year. He comes to United and every game don't faze him. Don't matter what game it is, it's not phasing him. He's going to play exactly the same. That's the difference.
When does experience in, like, for instance, United get into the semi-final in 06-07, then winning the Champions League the year after, you look at, it's happened, like you said, it happens all the time. You finish second, Liverpool finished second, then they won the league. They got to the Champions League final, and they won the Champions League. Where does experience and losses sort of giving you that kind of motivation for the year after turn into hoodoo and history repeating itself? Because you look at PSG now, they've almost gone the other way, where it's like they're a team that can be got at in those situations where you repeatedly crumble. Like Dortmund, they're a team that has been so close to winning the league over the last 10 years multiple times and then bottled it, or Bayern have just come powering past. Like, how do you make sure that experience of losses turns into motivation for winning rather than, oh shit, every time we get to a final we lose? Like, do you remember Klopp? I think he lost like 8 finals in a row or something, didn't he, at one point in his career? Like, what makes the difference there?
I think the main thing is first of all, are you good enough to win it in the first place?
Yeah.
Secondly, did you improve your squad the same as the others do this following season as well? You can't just stay the same and then think, we're going to win next year because we didn't do it this year. Like, Arsenal clearly still need more players, for example, to help them to get to where they need to get to. But also, once they've got them new players, the old players also have the experience. So now it's an added thing of, we've been here before, lads, the majority of the lads. Then the new lads are in there who have actually brought them to the higher level. Now they're a higher level team. And same thing with what's happened with City so far. They're in the Champions League final now. They've made it to the final now because Haaland is there now. And they've improved their squad. Grealish is now playing a lot better football. And the rest of the squad have been around it, who've obviously choked at them times, isn't it?
Every season should be seen as a foundation to build on and not a plateau. Do you know what I mean? To build. But I mean, the outlier in this theory, though, is the 96-97 season when Fergie brought all them young kids through. Do you know what I mean? So if you look at that, so I wonder. I'll ask you, Nathan, if it's a different manager than Arteta has, because he's still a relatively naive manager at Premier League football. If it's a Pep or a Ferguson with that young team, do Arsenal get a better? Because surely that's when you need the manager to get you over the line. When you've got these sort of, you've got one speed bump, all right, we've lost that, but it shouldn't become a continuation.
That's a hard one to even really say, is it? The only thing is, he's done it before, so he can call on what he's needed to say to certain players to go and say to them in them kind of games. This is the main thing, So you come to the Southampton, West Ham away. Sir Alex Ferguson at the beginning of that week, he'll be thinking, what do I need to tell my boys so they don't fall into that trap of having that mentality in that game? Obviously, it can go that way, but at the same time, he knows what to say to them so he doesn't miss up the opportunity to let them know what he's thinking. Listen, these are the games where you slip up. Don't be trying to play thinking you're going to win the game. You haven't won the game yet. Work harder than them. Do what you're doing and make sure you get ahead and win the game. It's similar little things like that. That's what I've had when I was even at Wigan. We're top of the league, but then he was killing us. Like, if we drew a game or we lost a game, he'd go into us. If we didn't apply ourselves correctly, he'd go mad. Yeah. And he'll make sure that you do well against the teams when you play away. Like the Luton's away. We got Luton away. This is the game where you have to pull your sleeves up, because no one wants to be here on a cold, windy night on a Tuesday night, and then you get in home at 3 a.m. Nobody wants to be there. But how can you play when you play that 90 minutes? How do you start? What's your mentality like? So That's what you got to have. People who've been there and done it to tell you what you need to do. And yeah.
We've got a few super chats. Coach Zach says, no Kobe or Zidane. Why didn't we give them a loan? This was the game to play the kids off the bench, but he trusts youth. Still ain't seen it. I mean, Garnacho is starting the game, which isn't, a full change, but it's a youth player who has not, basically cemented his first team status this season. Are you surprised we're not seeing more academy players?
Would you like especially seeing like Iqbal. I mean, throughout the space of the season.
Well, yeah, generally, but today in particular.
Today, I think when I give my 11 for what was going to play, I think I put Iqbal on there and a few others. Yeah, just because I thought this last game of the season, and it tends to be the case. Not a lot to play for. So I'd have liked to have seen them, but I thought when we watched pre-season last year and Iqbal and Cole played a lot on the pre-season tour, we might have seen them. Yeah. But a lot of the times with United this year, it's been every game's been a must-win. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like we've got to keep up with the top, with the City and Arsenal league, or it's cup competitions. We've got to win. We've got to win. So everything sort of. At what point do you bleed them in? Yeah. We've always been playing for something, so that's when it becomes too much of a risk. And Garnacho, when he's gambled on him, has more than paid it back with goals and performances. So I mean, it's be interesting next season what actually happens with Iqbal.
Yeah, I think we tried to rotate a little bit, didn't we? Or I don't know if we did try and rotate, but that game, that first...
There was a cup game, wasn't there?
Was it Charlton?
Yeah.
Maybe? But that Sociedad game, for instance, at Old Trafford, the first Europa League game...
Yeah, we tried to, didn't we?
We did a little bit, we lost.
Yeah.
And from that point, we had to win every single game to finish top of the group. Obviously, we didn't in the end anyway. But because Sociedad kept winning, there was never a point where it's like, right, we've got 2 games left here and we've already qualified. Going into that last game away at Sociedad, United had to win that to get first place and avoid this extra round, which we didn't even do with our full strength team. Had to beat Barcelona. So I think we might have seen more rotation in that if we'd have been comfortable, if Sociedad had drawn a couple and we'd have had a 2 or 3 point gap. But I do think, people in the comments saying that maybe, or someone in the comments said that Garnacho doesn't sort of feel like an academy player, but he absolutely is. Yeah. He's an 18-year-old starting on the left wing for Manchester United. That is playing youth.
That is young.
You can't. Unfortunately, I think gone are the days where we've got 5 players all at once who are good enough to play for Man United from the academy, and 2, gone are the days where anyone risks that. The only teams risking it are Chelsea, who I don't have anything to play for, City, who have got nothing to play for because they've already won it. Yeah. But even then, you look at City most weeks, it's the big boys every single week because you kind of have to.
This is what I was going to say. I was just about to mention that. Like, I think we're a bit used to that because we had a team that was always winning the league. So then you could always do that. But even right now, I'm sure if you're a manager of Man United, you don't want Newcastle finishing ahead of you. So you can't afford to go, right, I'm going to play all of these players and don't care what the result is. Also, there's an FA Cup coming up. So I think we're not in a position to even do that yet. Yeah. That's why I was never even expecting it. Pre-season, but now, no, I think it's too tight.
Because we haven't even got this thing. I also think if there was no FA Cup, we'd see more of it.
Yeah.
But do you know when the F1 cars do that first lap and they're like, before the race starts, just to warm the tyres up, and they're going side to side on this game is that for United. We need to keep the heat in the tyres of Rashford, of Bruno, of certain players. So if we'd have, I thought it might be a bit more rotation, but like you said, I can see why they haven't.
You know what? If we had 3 more points and Newcastle couldn't get ahead, you'd probably see a couple more.
Yeah.
Or if we was in 4th and we were no chance of getting 3rd, I think we probably would have. And that would have been. I think that would have been the difference.
Yeah, I think next season will be interesting for the Carabao Cup because I think this year it was like let's win a trophy, and obviously we've won that one. If we're going to be playing Champions League football, I think if it's going to be anywhere where we'll be doing more of a deeper squad rotation, it could be in that competition because we've already won it.
I want to talk about Marcus Rashford. 30 goals this season. United's top scorer, unless Bruno happens to score 22 goals today. United's top goal scorer, going from 5 goals last season, his worst ever career goal tally, to 30 goals this year. There's a period where he scored 19 goals in 24 games after the World Cup, which is astonishing at any level for any team. Sunday League, Saturday League, Division 1, Champions, anything. If you're scoring almost a goal a game for 24 games, you are doing incredibly well. How big is it, and I'll start with you, Nathan, just because you've been in this position much closer than me or Scotty ever have. To go from a season which was not just poor by his standards, but people were talking about, is Rashford finished? Have the injuries got to him? 5 goals, he's come back, he's been nowhere near his normal self. To now hit that mark as well, which I don't know about for you. 30 goals is the mark of a top striker. It's not, you're not messing around if you get that. How huge is that, and how incredible is it that he's managed to do that, not just physically and talent-wise, but mentally as well?
I think it's a testament to him being able to be that strong. I think that's probably what his celebration is. It's all in the mind. Maybe it is. I don't know exactly what it means, but I think that's what it is. Yeah. And we all knew what level he had, because when he first burst on the scene, he was producing that kind of stuff. He was dangerous, could score against any team. And then that season to have, when we're in disarray, we're in total disarray, and he's lost all his confidence. He's playing injured, coming back, playing before he's fully fit. And then he's had that real bad season. And that's the difference, where when that happens, Ten Hag comes in, we get we've always been crying out for having some structure in the side. Yeah. That structure comes. The manager shows that he's his number one. That's number one, the main thing. Beginning of the season, new manager comes and he's like, you're my player. Because I love Rashford.
He got dropped for Elanga for not like 2 or 3 games, for about 6 months. Yeah. Elanga was basically starting ahead of him. So even just that, it seems obvious. But for him to be, no, you will start every single game you're fit, that must make a big difference.
I'm telling you now, that makes a massive difference. Because I remember I went to Preston on loan. Just a quick story. I wasn't being that first team player anymore from my days at Wigan and West Brom, kind of on and off. But then Phil Brown came in and I went there on loan, and he was like, you're going to be my player. You're going to be my player to end the season. And I played my best football again. It's like the shackles came off. It's like I've had massive shackles, big chains on me running around. Then all of a sudden, the minute he said that, it was like, they disappeared. Yeah. So that's what Rashford must have felt, coming to Ten Hag, telling him, I love Rashford in the interviews. I love Rashford. He's going to be my player. And then he plays. And you could see the rust was slowly coming off. Remember the early games? He wasn't playing so well, but he's scoring goals. And then he started playing a bit better. Then he started playing with, like I said, with that Mario star on him. Then he just went off on one. So, yeah, it's just testament to him and Ten Hag being able to create the right environment for him to go and flourish and be the best self he could be.
Yeah. After the World Cup, there was a period, that 19 goals in 24 games, where he was getting a goal or assist every 73 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
Which is like, you basically start the game 1-0 up because of Marcus Rashford.
How much do you actually put it down to, Nathan, obviously this departure of Cristiano Ronaldo?
Massive.
Because I don't think Rashford scores that many goals if Ronaldo's still there this season.
So true. You know, Cristiano came in. He's obviously he's an amazing player, but he's at the end of his career, and he did a bit mess up the rotation. The rotation was messed up. Like, even when Greenwood was supposed to go up front for the rest of that season, and we knew we already had better output the previous season than Liverpool and City. And he comes in, and I'm like, how is these players going to do the job? Everyone's looking to Cristiano, even Bruno was. And then Bruno's game goes down and Rashford goes down. Yeah. Because everyone got to look to him. Rashford is the main man again. So of course.
And the thing is, with Rashford being the main man, he doesn't carry it in the same way that Ronaldo does. Exactly. Like, I don't think everyone looks to him as being the talisman. Oh, we need to grab onto the hem of Marcus Rashford to get through. Do you know what I mean? But because there's more of a sort of cohesion within the squad with the absence of Rashford, but with the absence of Ronaldo. But them stats post World Cup are just incredible, and the big changing factor in the season was and also him going to the World Cup and having a good World Cup.
Yeah. He joins an exclusive club of United players to hit 30 goals, first since Van Persie 10 years ago. But it's Rooney, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, McClare, Law, Best, Hurd, Violet, Taylor and Rowley. So despite how massive United has been, and pretty much United has always been a relatively big club, forever, there's not very many people who have ever done that for the men's team. So it's massive as well. I think, just having a quick cursory look, other than Ronaldo, I think you would call all of them, maybe Best as well, but sort of strikers. And Rashford is one of the few that's doing it. I know he's played some minutes up front and he's been played where he needed to, but he's a winger in my eyes. He's someone that mostly is had either Weghorst or Martial next to him in that number 9 position. He's one of the most sort of high output wingers in the world, and has been for 5 or 6 years now. Like this is the third time he's hit 20 plus goals. He's got 10 plus assists as well. Like I almost feel like because he's from Manchester, he's a United fan, he's English, there wasn't a big transfer fee, this, that and the other. I feel like sometimes he's maybe liked more than other players, but I also feel like he's underrated more than other players. Like the numbers he's put out since he's been at United, other than that one season, which is an outlier, are some of the best and most productive numbers of any winger in the world. Like, I feel like he's underrated. Like, there's people talking last season at the end of the season, sell him, how much would you get for him? And I had a debate on the radio, and I had to defend, and the question wasn't would I sell him, because the answer would always have been no. But it was, if he was to be sold, how much would United get for him? 100. And someone on that radio station was saying 50 million quid. And you're like, Mason Mount's going to cost more than that. Like, but the amount that he gets underrated, I think. Yeah. Like, to me, he's one of the best wingers in the world. And because you watch him every week, we go, oh, we know what his weaknesses are. Sometimes he runs into dead ends, sometimes he's too focused on the goal, this, that and the other. But like, no one really, other than Salah and Vinicius Jr., is sort of doing what he's doing season in, season out. I think he's a phenomenal player, and I think, like I said, he's actually massively underrated. And if we'd have bought him and he was, you know, from a cool club, like we'd signed him from Napoli or something,
banging like that, yeah.
People would be like, oh, he's one of the best in the world, why is he not on the Ballon d'Or list? Like, do you think he's actually underrated?
I was actually having this argument yesterday in my group, because I was saying, I've always said I love Rashford, and I think he is just a touch off world class. Yeah. But that doesn't mean, you know, like in the world today, I don't think there's loads of world class players. Yeah. But I think the best of the best around at the moment in the world, he's up there with the best in his position. But I'm just saying he's just off world class. So that means he's very highly regarded in my mind. Yeah. I think he can do a job against anyone. He can go into any team and be in around the squad. So I think he's definitely underrated by some people, because it's weird. I don't know what you guys think, but I think he's had a better season than Grealish. Yeah, easily. Exactly. Like,
I understand Grealish has been better than last season when he was shit, and he's silky on the ball, and he's been very good for Man City. Yeah, but there's a certain point where the numbers outweigh, always in a bit of good form. Yeah. Like, I think Jack Grealish this season, let me just double check, but I think he still scored 5 or 6 goals, which I know is, there's more to life than just what goals you score.
7 assists as well.
Yeah, do you help the team? I get all that. But at some point, raw numbers just outplay, he's been a bit better on the ball.
But your assists, if you've got Haaland up front, and obviously your assists...
Should be way higher.
He's got 5 goals and 11 assists this season, Jack Grealish, which is okay.
Yeah,
not
and
bad.
I like what he's been doing.
And he's been much better, definitely. But I just think 30 goals, 11 assists. Those 25 extra goals absolutely outweigh, he's not been as bad as last season that Jack Grealish is getting.
And this is a Man United team that's been inconsistent this season, especially since the Carabao Cup.
Relied fully on him,
and we were talking about the other day, Joe, about Haaland and Harry Kane. Is it more impressive Harry Kane's goals in that Spurs team than it is Haaland's 40 plus in Man City's team?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Marcus Rashford.
Bloody hell, mate.
Is it harder to score in a poorer team than it is in a better? That's what I mean. So it's more of it's more of an achievement.
It's a great achievement what Kane's done. It just shows to me that if Kane was in City, he'd have the similar amount of goals. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Like, the guy is a goal scoring machine. Like, for whoever he plays for, you see the types of goals he scores. They're high. They're high difficulty finishes. Left foot, right foot, head. Everything he does is tremendous up front. Obviously, we'd like to. You got your other players who are more flair players, but look, in terms of goals, he's what you need. Yeah. He's what we need.
Put him next to Rashford, and you got the best, one of the best attacking lines in Europe. Definitely.
Oh my gosh!
Right, something else I want to talk about as well. Following on from Marcus Rashford, Manchester United's Player of the Season. Now, get your thoughts in the comments as well. Who is your Player of the Season? I've got 4 names here that I think it's between. Actually, I'm going to add a 5th onto that.
A 5th?
I think it's between.
Luke Shaw is involved, surely.
Rashford, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, and Bruno Fernandes. I think they have been United's best 5 players this season.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Feel free to bring in any others, but I can't see a world where anyone could. Scott, I'll start with you. Who would be your pick for United's player of the season and why?
I mean, the easy option would be to say Rashford with the goals, and whoever I pick it isn't to take away from any of the rest, because they are definitely the best 5 players. But for me, considering the sort of criticism that he got before coming to United and saying that he couldn't play that position due to his height, go Short Kings. And,
how much of that is playing in there? You know, he's 5'9".
Yeah, and then and he's just been phenomenal. And you got that injury. Best centre back for the season for me by far, Lisandro Martinez. And I was so thankful to see the injury wasn't as bad, because remember we were doing it on air, the Watchalong, that it wasn't as bad as we were expecting to, and he should hopefully be back at the beginning of next season. But just that sort of pit bull energy in it, and he's more than raw aggression as well, because his through ball, his passing and stuff is really good from the back, and he's just changed that sort of whole mentality across the back. And especially he complements Varane's style so well. So for me, love what Rashford's done. Casemiro will be up there, but I think the suspension sort of, and he came back and not really hit the same sort of form after that. But yeah, Lisandro Martinez, I just think he's been an absolute godsend.
Yeah, I think just a few stats on Martinez, obviously sort of standout bits. His pass completion is exceptional, in the top sort of 20%. His tackles is in the top 9%. His blocks in the top 4%. So defensively as well, he's doing the business, and he's not just someone who is, you know, good on the ball, but then he lacks defensively. He's got those defensive numbers, and then his through balls are in the top 1%. His dead ball passes top 9%. Like his switches are in the top 20%. Like he's someone that on the ball is just phenomenal. Like his tackles and interceptions are in the top 13% of all defenders in the top 5 leagues. So he's someone that is fantastic on the ball, successful take-ons, top 3%. Like he's just brilliant, and then defensively he backs it up as well. He's exactly what United needed, isn't
Just remind me how much it actually costs.
I think it was 45 million.
Half of Harry Maguire.
Yeah,
in height and money.
Yeah, exactly. In every aspect.
And triple the player.
He could have broken out of the chest of Harry Maguire, like some sort of mech. That's why Maguire's quite bulky, because it's just Martinez wearing a big suit.
Is that like just went, what do you drive around a Maguire?
Yeah, exactly. Just burst through the chest of Harry Maguire, this like sprightly, small ball-playing centre-back. I think that's a decent shout, to be fair. Who's your player of the season?
Oh my days, you know what? Martinez is so good.
Yeah.
I've not, I keep mentioning it, and I don't know how to really explain it, but I think like Martinez, he's made us so much better as a team. It's not just like, if you talk about players on their own as a defender, there's other players that are better than him, one-on-one defenders and stuff. Yeah. But what you bring to a side to make them so much better, I don't see any other defender in this league who comes into a side and makes them so much of a better team. He has made us so good, it's unbelievable. We're able to compete with the top teams when he's in the side. Obviously, you need your Casemiro in there as well, and he's very close. Yep. If they were all fit, I would have them, all 3 of those players you've mentioned, Rashford, Casemiro, and Martinez, all on the same, and I'll cut that whatever it is in thirds, and I'll give them all a little piece, because they're the 3 that are Man United this season. They're what they've done. And again, Rashford, because he's had even though he's had such a great time in the season, he's had periods where he's been quite quiet. Casemiro, he's been so great, but he's had periods where he's been suspended. Martinez, he's had such an amazing time, then he gets injured and he misses out. So they've all missed out a little bit, which brings them back down, and they're all similar levels. But Martinez, in my mind, he just sticks out. He's just an amazing defender. For all the reasons you just mentioned. Through setting up the first pass through the lines, the timing of that pass through the lines to the midfield to allow them to have time on the ball to then go and give the attackers the ball with time. That's the major difference we've been missing since he's been out. That's why we don't really get as many chances. And we were winning like 3-0 every game. 2-0, 3-0.
3-0,
yeah. That's why. You invite the pressure. Now there's space in the middle. Then he pops it right through.
Even with no striker, we were getting 2s and 3s.
Yeah, because Varane hasn't got that in his game. Varane's cool, defending-wise, but he hasn't got the passing that Martinez.
Well, for the last, up until the Chelsea game, we said it before the game, but for the last 10 weeks, which is roughly how long Martinez has been out. He's not been out for quite that long, actually, but that spell, we've scored less goals than anyone in the Premier League until the Chelsea game. So I don't think that's a coincidence. For me, I think it's between Martinez Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. I think he has to be mentioned because there's part of it where it's like, it's not his fault that people aren't scoring the goals that he should. Like he should have 20 assists this season. I think he's got 11 or no, I think he's got 15 or something already. I should double check that actually because it's obviously worth getting that right. But he's created more chances than anyone in the Premier League this season. He's consistently United's most creative player. 12 goals, 15 assists in all competitions. He's someone that I think without him, yes, obviously we struggle with that Martinez, we struggle with that Rashford, but I think it's an equally big drop when Bruno isn't playing. I think also his availability is this staggering skill that you never get given a skill, you never get given credit for playing. You never but the fact that he plays every single minute of every single game, every single week is so massive to having that continuity and that consistency of play style. And then his numbers are unbelievable. Like, just compared to other midfielders in the top 5 leagues, compared to other players in the Premier League, his expected goals plus assists, basically the goals and assists he should be getting, top 1%. There is no one better, basically. His shot creating actions, how many chances he makes for others, top 1%. Like, he's just at the very peak. Assists, top 7%. His non-penalty goals, top 15%. His progressive passes, progressive carries, touches, progressive passes received, all in the top 20%. Like, his numbers for making chances are unlike anyone else's except Kevin De Bruyne, basically, in the entire league.
Why is he never mentioned in the conversation alongside Kevin De Bruyne? I wonder if it's down to his behaviour on the pitch. Obviously, a lot of the time when people are talking about Fernandes, it isn't about his ability on the ball. It's usually about his moaning. You see a lot of Gary Neville talking about it. But when you look at just purely at the figures and the performance on the pitch, you're talking about, is Rashford underrated? But in comparison, you never hear Fernandes being mentioned alongside the likes of Kevin De Bruyne. I'd say he's a better player, but if he's just underneath, there's no one. His number two's got to be Fernandes in that position.
I think it doesn't help him that we aren't winning trophies, or we are, but not winning. If we won the Premier League, he would get a lot more of that, I think. And if we had a striker who was even matching their expected goals to goals, let alone overachieving like we've seen Haaland and Kane do this season, you would see a lot more praise for him. Because I think he's capable of a 20 or 15 to 20 assists Premier League season in that sort of Henry, De Bruyne style. I think we could do that. Like, just some more of his numbers here, just his passing stuff per 90, expected assists, key passes, which is a pass leading directly to a shot, passes into the final third, passes into the penalty area, which obviously are generally the most difficult passes, his progressive passes, his long passes completed, his just short passes completed, medium passes completed, like all of the passes completed, everything are all in the top 10% of midfielders. Most of them are in the top 2 or 3%. Like, it's unbelievable. His through balls are in the top 2%. He can just do things that most players can't do. And I think if you put, like I said, Kane or Haaland in this team, I think he would be clearly our player of the season, unless it was them.
I
think he's not been let down, because I think that's harsh and he's had bad games himself. But I don't think we're seeing his full potential in terms of his creativity because of the players in front of him not doing what they should be doing.
That's so true as well. I think the only difference when you talk about the De Bruyne's and even like the Odegaard this year, he's done really, really well. I think they're the three who are the top in that position. But the difference between those three, I think Bruno obviously stands out in terms of chance creation. But then there's the other side where it's, can you keep the ball for the team under pressure as much? Who does it better out of them three? Bruno's at the bottom of them three when it comes to that. But that's where it is. He creates loads. And then obviously you've got De Bruyne winning things. And that's the difference. Is if he can cut out those times where you just think, what are you doing? Little times. But it happens quite frequently if you racked it up throughout the whole season. And that doesn't happen with them other two. But then you don't get as many chances with the other two either. So it's a thing, which one do you like the most? And I think creating the chances is great. It's amazing. But you also, to reach that next level where you're going to control games, you've got to bring that down. And he has brought it down a lot. So I think we're going to see him improve even more in that side. And then no one will have anything to say. Now he's just going to be free ahead of everyone when it comes to chance creation.
Can we give a shout out to most improved player of the season if it's not Marcus Rashford?
Luke Shaw?
Luke Shaw, that's what I was going to say. I think he's been brilliant because it felt like his career was dead and buried, and the season has been like Lazarus at Manchester United. He has, hasn't he? Like,
unbelievable.
I think when Malacia came in and he had that little burst of energy and played the first sort of 2 games and Shaw got dropped, Shaw could have easily taken that and thought, right, I've got the hump, and thought, right, my days are numbered. But he's not, he's taken it on him and then really, solidified not only the left back, but then when he was needed to come along and done bloody good at it as well,
And obviously we shouldn't finish this conversation without mentioning Casemiro, just a player in a position we've needed filling for probably close to a decade.
Since Carrick days, for so long.
And he's come in and been unbelievable. I genuinely think if it weren't for those 8-game suspension, and I think he looked slightly rusty after the second suspension, he would be right up in that conversation as well. But it's good that we've got 5 players who aren't all the goalkeeper fighting for player of the season. Isn't it? Get your thoughts in the comments as well. Who is your Manchester United player of the season? We've got a few comments about it. Someone said Lindelof for me. I don't know if that's a joke, but
what about him?
Most improved
player of the season. Maybe most improved. Maybe
he's played well since he's had to come in for Martinez. I don't think he's made too many errors.
That's fair enough.
He's been how I expect him to be, a normal good defender. Like, that's what he should be, and that's what we should expect from a Maguire. But he's the one who brings down a lot of the other players, and that's why he's got to sit down.
Another contender for most improved, Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka,
that's a good shout. Yeah, people in the comments.
And Dalot, from when he came and started the season to the time when he got injured. Yeah, that was a great improvement.
It's strange, isn't it? Because Dalot, the first half of the season, post World Cup, Wan-Bissaka on that right hand side. But a lot of players have, what they say about having a good manager makes better players, and that's definitely been the case a lot of the time this season. Do we know the Stockport county score at all?
Let me find out that.
Did it finish a win or not?
Carlisle won 5-4
penalties.
Bastards. That's a shame.
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, Ten Hag.
Unfortunate stuff.
Were you looking smug there, Ethan? Oh, right. I thought you were all like you because it's North East and all that. Affinity with Carlisle? Oh, are they North-West? Yeah.
Oh, he's taken the captaincy back, has he?
Maguire. Yeah. He's our captain. He's certainly my captain anyway. We need a word for those two midfield because you've got McFred. We had the Schmidfield. What about the Brazidfield?
Fredemiro.
Brazidfield.
Fredemiro. Yeah, Fredemiro is pretty good. Give me score predictions, thoughts. Actually, not just score predictions. Since it's the last day, you can't guess who's going to win the league. I want who's getting that Europa Conference spot, Villa or Tottenham. Ooh. I want who's getting relegated, not who do you want, who will get relegated. And I want your score predictions for this game. So that's to everyone at home. Give me those 3 things. And Scotty, I want those 3 things from you as well. Let's start with that Europa Conference spot. Who will get it, Villa or Tottenham?
Villa.
Villa have got Brighton.
Yeah.
Which is a tough game.
Tough. Brighton have already got European football on this. So
that's true.
They'll have finished.
And who have Spurs got?
Spurs have got Leeds.
Oh, Leeds.
They're away at Leeds.
Leeds have got to play well to
Leeds
get the relegation.
Leeds have got to win to stay up.
Oh.
Okay, so you think Villa's going to get that?
Yeah, and is it 2 spots that are going down in the
2
relegation?
of Everton, Leicester and Leeds will go down. Currently, Everton have got 2 points better than Leicester, but with a worse goal difference, and they've got a better goal difference than Leeds.
And Everton have got...
Everton are currently playing against Bournemouth at home.
I think Everton are going to stay up.
Yeah.
Convinced that they will, actually.
Thoughts? Those 3 things? Oh, and actually, sorry, prediction for today, for United?
I think I'm going to go with that lineup, I think United will win comfortably. I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0.
I've already gone with 3-1, United winning.
3-1?
Yeah, I think United will win 3-1 with that side. I think Garnacho, Rashford score, and Sancho. In terms of who gets that spot, I think Spurs get the spot. I'm just looking at it now. Spurs beat Leeds. I don't know if Villa can get the 3 points against Brighton. I think they might draw. So I'll go with Spurs going up. And then when it comes to that, does that mean that Leeds go down then? If that's the case,
if Tottenham beat Leeds, Leeds are down. Leeds have to win.
That's it then.
Leicester have to win.
That's it.
Everton staying up.
It's decided.
You think it's staying as it is?
Decided.
Yeah.
And 3-1 for this one.
What are you going for, Joe?
Well, I'll get to that in a second.
Oh,
let's get some of these first. A lot of people saying Villa. I think everyone's convinced Villa. Leeds to go down 2-0. Maybe saying Leeds to stay up. 2-0 to United. 2-0 United. Villa for Conference League. Leeds and Everton. That's pretty much... I would say that's the most common response. Villa, Leeds and Everton to go down.
And Everton.
Villa, Leeds, and then Everton, to stay up. 3-0 United. Yeah. Spurs for Europe. 2-0 United. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Villa and Leeds and Leicester. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm going to say, now I've seen this team, I'm quite confident. I think United will win 2-0.
Leicester got West Ham, by the way. I don't see them. You know what?
But West Ham are shit, though, aren't they?
Yeah, but I think that could be a draw.
Not so shit that they didn't beat us.
Yeah,
if they draw and Everton actually lose, they're still down. So yeah, I see Everton staying up.
I think it'd be interesting to see how Fulham come out and play today, because we didn't know what Chelsea were going to do, because we did nothing to play for this season against United, and then it came out like that. Like
they still go for it.
Yeah.
Every team's going to go for it. I'm telling you. You got nothing to play for. It's even better. You play and you want to win that game, and you take more chances. So
it always seems like teams who've got nothing to play for will have a really good first half, relaxed, playing it like Chelsea, making chances. But if you go a goal or two up, they probably aren't going to come back.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Let's see.
No goals yet. It's a shame that there's not much to play for, isn't it? Just generally across the whole division.
Yeah.
Because there's a point about 6 games ago where weren't there like 8 teams separated by 2 points at the bottom?
Yeah, it was crazy, wasn't it?
I think just Chelsea pulled away, then Wolves did, then Bournemouth did, and then Forest obviously have won 2 of their last 3.
See that there from Bruno? Don't want to really leave it there.
Oh, Spurs have already 1-0 up against Leeds. Harry Kane with the goal there.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on!
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck off. Leeds can go now. I'm sick of it. Now, especially now I've seen that. I wasn't sure, but it's really cemented the fact that Leeds can fuck right back to the Championship. See you later.
I knew it.
Yeah, keep us updated, Ethan. Love that. Obviously, don't let us know if anyone scores in this game
Back
before
post.
we've seen it.
Ooh, back post. Play it across.
Nice.
Is he injured? Keeper's injured.
Good spot there for Bella.
He's going to have to put it out.
Yeah, you can't play if the keeper's down.
Yeah, he's fine. Keeper's fine.
Surprised people don't use that more often, the keeper going down thing.
Oh, yeah. Just pretend I'm down.
Proper got Jose written all over it, that, isn't it? Harry Kane already.
Villa got a win. Is that what's got to happen now?
Yeah, they got a win now.
Villa,
I think,
have to win.
Yeah, they're currently in. Actually, with Spurs up now. Wait a minute, it's not updated me yet?
Yeah, Villa have to win, because a draw would keep them on 4 goal difference, and if Tottenham have won, their goal difference is at minimum of 5.
Right, okay.
So yeah, Villa have to
win,
equal or better Tottenham's
result.
Yeah, a draw and a win, or a draw and a loss won't help them.
They are capable of beating Brighton. Obviously, Brighton can have a little bit of a wobble up, can't they? But they are a good side as well, so
they are.
It'd be a tough one to go and get the 3 points.
They pissed me off a bit though, Brighton. Feels like they pick and choose who they're good against.
Why are they going?
Why and then you get battered by Everton? What are you doing? It's literally pathetic. Didn't they lose to Newcastle as well or something recently?
I think so.
Or Liverpool. Liverpool beat them, didn't they? You're like, why are you beating us and then losing to Liverpool? Like, what are you trying to do here?
That's our fault. We need to be better in them.
Yeah, we do.
We should have taken the chances, shouldn't we? In them games, actually. Anthony, Rashford had a couple of chances when we are fully in control of them, and then we go and lose the game. Oh, not bad. Oh, not good.
It's been a bit of a slog, hasn't it, since we lifted the Carabao Cup? Like after and Martinez injury, Casemiro suspensions, Rashford's form. It did like the following 3 months after that. It's been difficult to get through.
Yeah. I wonder. It's definitely put Martial in cotton wool. I wonder if he starts the next game. I wonder if he actually starts instead of Garnacho in the final, and Rashford goes on the left, and he's just making sure Martial don't get injured.
Yeah,
that was another question as well.
I hope not.
When you see Martial playing up front for United, slipping over again like he was the other day, I know we spoke about
that.
Yeah. What is he bringing that? Like he's obviously not bringing enough, is he? Because the goals aren't coming and the performances have been all right to poor.
Yeah, they've not been great.
What would you be doing if you were him?
I'd be wearing studs first of all.
Yeah, wearing longer studs. Yeah,
and I'd be like I say, I start every game chasing everyone and everything, because that's how you set up a good start to a game. Yeah. And then everything else that happens is fine. Then you don't often come off in the games early, like the games where he comes off and he's upset. It's because you're chilling, you're coasting through the games. I know you score your goals. He scored his goal last game, and I think he scored the game before. Did he score against Bournemouth or not?
No, not consecutive. He's not scored consecutively goals in 3 years.
Yeah. So he needs to up it. But look, he's back to. He's looked a little bit sharper for like just before he came off against Bournemouth. He was looking sharper for like the last 10 minutes. I was thinking, finally, starting to see him look like he wants to dribble and run past people, and then he comes off. But yeah, he needs to up his game. But again, we don't want to look to him as our first team striker, do we? We need him to be a squad player for now, until we can continue improving that squad. And that's what you do as a manager, isn't it? You go, right, who can I keep for now? Right, who can I bring in? He's going to need to stay because I can't get rid of him as well. How can I replace that? If I get a Kane, great, he's my starter. Then Martial comes on for him if Kane gets knackered. And that's the situation you want. You don't want Martial starting because he's proven now long enough that he can't start. He has to prove himself that he can again, not just get given the first starting spot.
I mean, he's 27 and he's had basically one season where you would say that's really good enough to be starting for Man United. 19-20, he got 23 goals. But even then, it was 17 in the league. That's Callum Wilson's got that this season. You know, you wouldn't have him in a team that was challenging for the Premier League or trying to. Like,
was that season? And Sancho. Was that the season where Sanchez came? No, because that was when he was doing really well, and then he got taken out. I think for the rest of the season, you weren't even playing really. He was coming on all the time.
No, so it was the year before that. 2019-20 was when Solskjaer came in. It was Solskjaer's first full season. The year before that was, I believe, when Sancho came in.
Sanchez,
came in, and pushed Martial out. But yeah, that 23 goals, I think he only had one penalty as well that season, so good return. But other than that, it's 12, 11, 8. First season he got 17, then it's been 7, 1, and then 9 this season. It's, you know, double digits if you're lucky. And then he's had this 23 goal season. It's not.
And the thing is,
it's not enough, is it?
This is the best Manchester United team that Martial's played in.
Yeah. He's been injured this season, so I think he probably played all season. He might get like 18. Let's say you double it, no problem. But at the same time, you're looking at back in the day, Solskjaer was our bench player with 20-something goals. You know, that's what you need to be challenging at the top. You need it to be something like that.
Villa fighting back as well. 1-0 there. They've scored. Louise with the goal. Trying to go toe-to-toe with
come on, Emre.
With Tottenham. Newcastle have scored against Chelsea as well. They're 1-0 up. Gordon. Southampton 1-0 down against Liverpool as well. They've scored. Who scored for them?
Salah. Is it Salah?
We're not sure yet on who scored. I'm going to guess Salah because if you guess that, you're normally right. It's Jota. There you go. We're wrong. But yeah, we'll keep you updated with all the scores as we go along.
So it's back to a draw, back to Villa being in that spot
as it stands. As it stands.
So as it stands, is it Leeds and Leicester that are down?
Yes. So
still Leeds are down. Leicester down.
As it stands, Villa will be taking that last European spot, and it'll be Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton going down.
Come on, United.
I love this.
Let's see Delo. Offside. Oh,
wow.
So they're looking more dangerous already now. They've had that one clear chance in the box where he couldn't. I don't know why the player didn't header that. Whoever it was didn't header it on target.
Come on then.
Right, nice attack. Come on, put him in. Oh, one more cross.
Predictable, that.
Man on. Is that Casemiro?
Pass from Casemiro. Yeah, he looks a bit sluggish.
He loves that, doesn't he? He loves getting caught by someone from behind.
Arsenal scored against Wolves. Xhaka with the goal. Nice. Just going full Jeff Stelling there. On his last day today, isn't it? Of Soccer Saturday. Bless him.
Them guys are sick.
Free kick to United. What are you saying? 25 yards out there. Centre of the goal. Sort of Beckham versus Greece.
Yeah.
But maybe slightly closer. But similar sort of central-ish.
Yeah. Far enough out that Rashford can take that kind of smash kind of shot, isn't it? Not that he's going to hit the target with it, but let's hope he does. Last time we did it was England. This time, let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, go on.
Can you do it, Rashi? I'd like to see him on a training ground, how many times he does this. Because in games, it is obviously not so often.
No.
But you just hit the target. Just don't hit the wall, hit the target, and I'll be happy. That's all I want to see. Take your time and smash that in.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, hit the target.
Oh, nice.
Crossbar?
I think keeper got his arm to it. Just pushed it up.
Yeah, really good. That was good.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take
nice.
that.
That's not bad.
That's a decentish cross as well. Go on with that. Good.
Yes, Fred.
Good reading
Fred's
there
doing
from
here.
Fred.
Let's see where that went. Did that go down the middle, kind of? Yeah.
Bit
Needs
close,
to go more
wasn't
to
it?
the corner. Especially if he's using that type of shot, he needs to get more in the corner, to be honest. Because it's not the one that you hit and you just hope it hits the target. It's the actual whip.
He's put a bit of your accuracy on it.
With the accuracy on, and he hasn't got that.
Well done there, Sancho. He gave the ball away and then won it back.
I really like him more on the right, you know.
I do.
And I think it's a blessing in disguise, even though we don't want to see Anthony injured. It's a blessing in disguise. You might see him improve enough that we start thinking, oh, maybe he has got a future at United.
That'd be good.
Because at the moment, obviously, the way he's been playing on the left, it's not been great.
No. It can only be encouraged by his last 45 minutes.
Yeah. Ooh,
midweek.
Love that.
Nice,
Cassie.
well played.
Go on, Marcus.
Imagine
having that in your locker. I'd love to have that. I'd be sprinting to the shops if I had that turn of pace that Rashford.
Asking anyone, did he want some milk, some bread? I can do it.
Yeah, just nipping past people all the time.
Keep it on. Makes him.
Sancho.
Come on.
Just got him sat back a little bit now, Fulham for the first time.
The good thing is they were open if we took advantage of them on that first one. Where Garnacho could have been put through, but Fred played a telegraph pass, got cut out. Oh, you see that run from him? You see that Bruno run? Lovely through the lines. Oh, lovely turn from Rashi. No foul. I don't like it when Rashi lays there for a while.
He always
get
does
scared.
He goes down and covers his face up like he's done his cruciate ligament or something, and then he's usually all right. Xhaka scored again for Arsenal, 2-0 against Wolves.
My gosh. Now when the pressure's off, they're on it.
These goals here might be the difference when City get their inevitable points deduction in about 10 years' time. They might be close enough. This could be winning them the league right now. It don't feel like it, but talk to me in 2035 when City are being deducted 10 points every season for the last 20 years.
That was part of Arteta's team.
Love it, Sanch!
He said, just win this because if it goes to 10...
For me,
it's a 10-point deduction. We win the league here, lads.
Is it?
Something like that. Firmino has scored for Liverpool. They're 2-0 up against Southampton. Oh, fingers crossed, eh? Fingers crossed you still get top 4. There's still a chance. Keep scoring. You might do it. If us or Newcastle elect to give up the spot, then Liverpool's still got a chance. So God bless them for scoring those 2 goals.
Have you seen the thing on Instagram where the guy puts the speaker up and it's the champions, it's Man United, and then the Liverpool guy gets the headphones on, he's like, oh, and it's, oh. It's so funny. Liverpool in the Europa, it's crazy.
It's good. Because did you see what Klopp said as well?
Yeah, it's great.
I mean,
it's great for us.
What are you talking about? It's still a European night. It just happens to be a Thursday instead of a Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, what do you think people think you mean by that? Like, no one is buying this. No one is buying this. The players aren't buying it. The fans are like...
Nah, you've got to say, we want to be in. We're disappointed we're not in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's best after. Do you see Salah's statement? Afterwards as well.
Basically, like this.
We'll try and win it.
The opposite of Klopp's.
We need to win it, but this isn't what we really want to be in.
Yeah.
You know,
Salah was like, everything's shit. I hate it. I hate it all. Like, oh, this is crap. And then Klopp was like, no, it's just as good.
Yeah.
If anything, it's better.
The thing United need to really do, though, is control games. When are we going to start controlling games? Like, the amount of turnovers is far too many for me.
I see a waiting there.
That
was like the first 20 minutes of Chelsea game.
Yeah, they just had all the players, 75-25. I'm thinking, how?
Great ball. Oh, come on, Garnacho.
Yeah, that's a bit far, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Ooh, ball.
It's a foul.
Hey, that guy's quick as well, you know, whoever
it's a foul
he is.
There, I think. Did Garnacho get the first touch? It's a test of that ankle, isn't it, as well?
Ooh. I hope he's all right. Yeah, he should be all right.
Ball just bounces straight back to Tete.
Tete's not slow, is he?
Kenny Tete.
That was pace. I thought Garnacho was like next place.
Yeah. Who's he played for before? Was he at Leeds?
Tete, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Leon.
Was that a foul?
Yeah, I guess so. I thought it looked like it might be. I couldn't tell if he got the ball or if he got the man, but it looked like he must have got the man.
Oh, 15 minutes gone that quick, you know.
Wow. Yeah, it's time to score.
Need to get a goal quick.
Bruno stood over it.
Come on, you.
If you had to pick someone to run a half marathon for you in this United team, you're picking Bruno, aren't you?
Yeah. All day long.
Yeah.
And Fred.
Yeah, Fred.
I put Fred in as well. Because he doesn't stop. It's ridiculous. Maybe Fred, actually. I've never seen him run around so much. I've never seen him get tired, actually.
I just thought, is Eriksen on the bench?
I think so.
Hopefully there's no issue there.
Let's go,
He's looked a bit leggy, hasn't he, of late, though, Eriksen?
Yeah.
Oh, Megs! Oh, 1, 2, one more! Oh, handball! Isn't that handball?
That was lovely by Sancho.
Yeah,
that's what we want to see from Sancho on the right.
Good pass and then run off the ball as well.
Oh, like that. Can you keep it on? Oof. Huh?
Got stuck in the turf there, didn't he, Bruno?
Yeah. Is that not a pen, or did it tap off his hands or not? Toss in, did it
Probably
tap
it
off
was
his hands? See you later.
Oh,
it looked like his hand was there. Let's see it from that angle. No, it's off his belly. No worries there. Sancho looking good again. I like that from you, Sancho.
Ooh, Brighton have equalised against Villa. Tottenham in the driving seat for the Europa Conference League.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what we like to see. I mean, we don't. I don't know why I'm saying that, but we're certainly seeing it, whether we like to or not. It's currently, as it stands, then Tottenham on 60 points, Villa on 59 points, taking that final Conference League spot. And Southampton have scored a goal against Liverpool as well, that making it 2-1 at the Southampton ground, St Mary's. There we go.
Let's figure out who that is.
I forgot what it was called for a sec. James Ward-Prowse. Unless there's another JWP.
James Ward-Prowse.
I don't know what I think of James Ward-Prowse.
Would you put him in your side? I'd put him in where Eriksen plays. I would, because he brings you that set play, that set piece kind of football. That Eriksen is currently obviously playing good. It's link-up play that we look at him for.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse can do that, and he's got the free kick and the crosses on lock. So if you're looking for a player who's similar to that, and if Southampton are going down, there's not much money, I think he improves us in that 8 spot, a younger player in that position. So, yeah.
I don't mind him. I think he's all right. I just don't know if he's...
I know what you mean.
Like, in a big game, what is James Ward-Prowse bringing you? Oh! 1-0 Fulham.
Who got beat at the near post?
I don't know. Everyone. Tete... I think, yeah.
Well, that's the
Header
one.
At the near post.
Now we need the 3.
I think was Rashford on the post?
Straight from a corner, ball in.
This better not be that flipping revenge from the cup.
Garnacho.
I need to see what happened there. Oh my gosh.
It's just a straight corner. Easy, near post, ball nodded in.
Who's done that now? Rashi. Is that Rashi? Not picking up his man there.
Malacia that?
No, Malacia's there
Malacia's
with the guy on
his...
The man's pushed him down, Malacia. And then it's just Rashi not marked him up.
Rashford, isn't it?
It's just jumping without getting his... He's not even got near him, has he?
He's nowhere near him, yeah. Poor, really.
Not a set play, play. Like, score any other goal, please. Work harder for it. Now we have to come back.
Yeah.
Remember, this is United at Old Trafford. It's a fortress for a reason. We've got to bring this back now.
Yeah, we can't be losing the last game of the season at home. Especially a goal like that as well, where it's just basic, isn't it?
That's what I mean.
Yeah, we've not really had much chances, though.
No. Can't think of any.
Rashford free kicks, probably it.
Yeah. And just like chances to put people through which haven't happened. And that's it. Let's see if we can move it. You see this part here? This is where Martinez makes all the difference. People here, they don't see what needs to happen for the pass to be moved. And you just stand on it and pass, and then time goes by, and then you just go back to the keeper and kick it.
Just going back again.
Yeah. Usually this happens. Pass, and then back to the keeper.
Yeah. That was a bit better.
Yeah.
It's poor though.
Ooh,
Nice.
Right, let's get a goal now. Put him in. Man on. Oh, finish. Oh.
Fred's not. He doesn't have the
not
ability
in
to
that
bring
box,
a ball into his path in the box like that, does he?
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah. Nice.
Play it early. Just give it. Come on, let's go across somewhere. You know, like when you're losing, you can't invite them onto you because they ain't coming. No. That's the bit that. Oh. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, they've got no reason to press and push.
So you can't, no point standing on the ball there for all the time in the world. Pop it, move it, get it moving left to right. So you move them across, so then you can get something happening. And that's what I mean. Martinez, he makes so much of a difference for that.
Yeah.
Got wide there.
Yeah. There's no one else that really can do that except Martinez. Or that sees it and actually does it as regularly as he does.
It's not even a foul, that, is it?
No.
Just slides
and
in,
he's just dropped on the floor afterwards.
Gets the ball and that's it.
What do you think? Yeah, Garnacho's very good. He's been doing really well. What do you think is what makes him good? Like, what do you look at and go, he's good at this? What do you think he's good at? You know, like you look at certain players, you know the things that he got. What does he look? What does he remind you of?
I think he's good at getting shots out from under his feet and finding a way to get a shot off.
Yeah,
and that's not the biggest skill ever, but certain players like Elanga or others, they'll get in good positions and the shots always look a bit awkward or like he finds ways to get good shots off consistently, which I think is easier said than done.
Yeah,
I think his aggression.
He's very direct
ball,
as well.
Like
if you look at the likes of Sancho, where he's a bit more stuttering when he's on the ball and looking for a little bit of trickery to beat the man. Garnacho has a lot of time head down and sort of and drives into the box, gets himself into good positions. He's fearless as well, which that's an age thing. But being put into left wing in Manchester United at 18, it's not an easy thing to do, and it looks like he's embracing it.
What do you think?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was finding it hard to figure out exactly what is his traits. If you get what I mean. So when you get down the side, he loves to beat a man down the outside. Yeah. He does like to come inside and pass it into someone. And then he's got a quite good finish on him as well. Like you said, he hits the target more often than not, and that's a great thing for a winger who's that fast. So I think that's what he's got, and he needs to be. He just needs to continue doing what he's doing. And he needs to continue doing that and just continue. I think and then I'll start understanding more about what he is. Like with Sancho, like that, you always see him making a running behind like this. Yeah. And then hopefully get into that inches in front of him. Error. Yeah. Similar to like, I look at him and I think of Overmars. Like a very fast winger who you put it over the top for him and he's running. And he's just running and he cuts in on it and just gets a shot off. I think that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Yeah, I don't see any other trait that I can go, that's a Garnacho trait. Yeah.
That's poor from Maguire there.
Look what it's holding him already. Well, just look.
Penalty.
It's a pen.
It's a definite pen, that, isn't it?
Bloody hell, mate.
Penalty to Fulham.
What is going on, boys?
Casemiro.
Has he slipped?
Maguire gave the ball away. No, I don't think he's not complaining, is he?
Maguire gave the ball away. Surprise.
Yeah. Maguire gave the ball away and then Casemiro.
Back leg was dragging, wasn't it? What is?
Yeah, that's a pen. And it's so annoying because he didn't really put his leg out either.
He's put his leg in the way of Casemiro, but it's just smart, innit? Like,
that's
it's
smart.
A foul. It's gonna be
Come on, De Gea, can you save this?
With that, impressive penalty saving.
Do you want him to save one and get confident, or do you want him to not waste his one save a year on this one, but there's a cup final next week?
I need him to save it and feel stronger.
Okay, let's do that.
Because if we get 2 down, there ain't no winning.
No.
I think it'd probably be a 2-2 at the best.
Yeah.
Or that's it, it's over. We've lost. Come on, United, man.
Penalty to Fulham, Mitrovic.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about, De Gea! Yes!
And he enjoyed that.
We are winning this game!
Into the Stretford end.
We're winning this game!
It was a good save as well.
What a save!
Corner. That's the thing, you know he's got it in him. He's a great shot stopper.
Is that Villa 2-0 Brighton?
Villa, that's not right.
I thought Villa was 1-0.
Yeah. Brighton's goal was disallowed.
And Villa scored.
Was it?
Ooh.
Brighton's goal disallowed and Villa have scored, so that's 2-0.
And Arsenal
You know what that
third.
means, don't you, Joe?
Tottenham are going
You know what that means? You know Yamra? No? Okay.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Wasn't
Nice.
at all.
Nice. No, I like that. Sorry I didn't get it earlier, because now I've embarrassed you, but I didn't mean to do that.
Terrible.
Chelsea won, Newcastle won as well, apparently.
Can't even beat Chelsea. That's pathetic, Newcastle.
Who scored more recently there?
Pathetic, Ethan.
Chelsea have scored an equaliser. Who scored the goal for Chelsea?
I hope it's Joao Felix.
Thank you.
Who?
Interesting. He said I'll update when I've got it. Trippier own goal. So Chelsea still can't score, but they're 1-1.
That's Mitrovic again having a struggle up at Old Trafford.
If it stays like this, Newcastle go above United, yeah? Is that right?
No, we stay above them.
They have
if we
to
get
win.
beat, they've got to win, right?
Yeah, because they're 2 points ahead, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on, United, man. Now that's our chance to really pick this up and start playing football. Let's go.
So, yeah. I'd like us to... I don't want us to lose, but if we are to lose, I'd like Newcastle to drop points and we get...
Yeah,
losing and still getting third would be nice.
Rashy chance. What?
Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. Southampton back in the game there. Who else? Who scored that? Do we know?
JWP.
Who?
Sulemana.
Good lord. Just what we wanted to see.
Oh my gosh, Rashy had that chance, just went wide. This is going to be a tough game, you know.
I know.
Nothing easy for us.
Oh, you got any more water, Ethan? No.
Yeah, we can. No, sorry, I've got a cup here. I'll decant.
Yeah, get
Go on.
Great, cheers.
Bruno to
Rashford.
Garnacho.
One more! Is that a goal?
Oh.
Is that a goal?
No.
Oh, what the?
Saved it, I think.
Why didn't he just slot Rashy in there?
Ida McDonald's Cola.
I think he should slot Rashy in there.
Let's have a look now. He'd already made. He had to spin the other way around though to do it.
Nah, he could have still done a no look. Yeah, let me have a bit of that in there.
Yeah. Can all pop it. Go on and then pass
Where's
it.
your
Keep
water?
passing
Where's
it
your
down.
water cup?
I've not got a cup.
Well, you can have what's left of the bottle.
Then.
Look at this. This is teamwork, right? This is how a real front three works together.
I'll have the bottle.
Yeah,
that's too much for you. That.
I'll have another bottle.
Just got a tiny bit.
Wow.
Sorry. Look at this though. Wow, it's getting
Touch
juicy
of
in here.
fruit.
Wow.
Come on, United. Let's go.
All having a little sip at the same time. That's what you come here for.
One more for Sancho.
Come on now.
Find Sancho. Yeah, find Sancho.
It's good.
Are we finding Sancho? One more.
Garnacho.
Oh!
Crossbar.
Come on.
It's unlucky that. This is better from United though. Maintaining
Give it back.
the pressure.
Give it back. There we go. And play it back. Give it back to him.
Yeah.
And have
Rashford.
that left foot strike. No, next time shoot, Rashford.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. That was a pass back.
It's like a pigeon's landed on our what's it called? Satellite dish.
What is happening here?
This is looking like it's been drawn in pastel. Each slide. No, we'll give it a sec. Maybe. Have a look. Let me just try and... I'll send you a link.
Yeah. Let me do it.
Yeah, go on then. Wait, let me see if this one works. What's this currently? Is it? Okay. Don't know. The Wi-Fi's not very good in here, is it?
Mine works.
Just go on.
Come on, Sanch. What happened there? Ooh.
No, this one's just looking glitchy as well.
Someone look
strike.
at that.
Nice strike.
Forest have scored against Palace.
Garnacho. He's hit the bar twice now. And 2.
Garnacho's doing well here.
What's this all about? What's the block thing?
I don't know. Like,
What's this?
don't know. Oh, right, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, put me in America.
Corner
please.
to United.
There we go. Yeah, send that over. Corner to United, yeah.
Oh, did
Scotty's
I, yeah?
watching. Yeah, we've got them on it.
Ah. At least we're back in the game. That's all that matters. Let's get a goal now.
Oh, nice little chest
Well
that.
done, Malacia.
It's giving him a burst of energy, hasn't it, that penalty save?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Touch.
saying.
Bruno clipping it into
Good
the
job
back
you asked
post.
me which one.
Maguire
I
looks
choose.
lost.
A cross goal.
Casemiro.
Ah. Yeah, Maguire's always lost. He needs to
Stood
just go
there
on
ball
holiday.
watching in the middle of the opposition's box.
That's the right thing to do.
Where is it going?
I think I give players. I usually give players a whole load of time before I say anything, and then once I'm done, I'm done. I think that's what happens with managers as well. Come on, let's get a chance.
Leicester have scored against West Ham. Huge goal there.
Harvey Barnes.
Harvey Barnes.
Everton need to win. Everton need to win now, don't they?
Everton in relegation now.
Oh, I don't know.
Everton need to win now.
Ooh.
As it stands, Leicester are safe. That's not updating. We're ahead of BBC Sport here. So Leicester 1-0 up against West Ham. And Everton currently drawing, is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Huge business here in the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah, as it stands, Leicester on 34 points with a minus 17 goal difference. Everton on 34 points with a minus 24 goal difference. Meaning that as it stands, Leicester 17th, Everton going down. Huge. I can't imagine Everton not being in the Premier League. It just doesn't seem possible, does it?
Unbelievable.
Fucking hell. Still a long way to go, I suppose. What's the Everton score, sorry? 0-0?
Would you take Calvert-Lewin
No.
next season?
Too
He's been
injury
long,
prone now.
Yeah.
I mean, well, we've got a Martial who's injured for.
There's the same, no point. At least
Is
Martial.
there anyone at Everton that you'd have, or the teams that have gone down?
From recommendations, I've been told that that Belgian midfielder's good, very good. But what's his name?
Onana.
Yeah, I've been told that he's really, really good, but I have to see him myself to say it myself. So
I've only seen him a few times. To me, he looks quite limited on the ball, I would say. Off the ball, he looks a lot better, but I think you need someone who can do more with it than him. He seems quite...
Yeah. I'd like to see.
lumbering
I'd
sometimes.
like to know what he's about myself.
Yeah.
You have to look at a player first before you say anything.
Yeah.
But
A lot of their players are like old as well. Like
they're all older, innit? You know what? Damari Gray wouldn't be a bad squad player.
yeah.
That, again, if he came for like 10 mil, I wouldn't mind him in the squad. But we've got enough wingers now. I think if Ahmad comes back, Palestri's there. Again, obviously, I think he's got more experience than them players, but I think they've got more potential about him. So I wouldn't like to see him come in. Of course not, because I don't think we should be looking for better.
Yeah. There's no one there to me
that you just take in. You don't just take anyone in, do you?
No.
But
How about Maddison at Leicester?
it's a good player, you know. I think he could.
If you look at Eriksen's age,
Yeah.
Is he the Eriksen though? Isn't he the Bruno
is
kind
it
of
Maybe
position? No. What would you say? Would you say the Eriksen position?
Maybe
Is he
you
playing
could,
in there?
in the same way that you could maybe put Mount there, but
Doesn't Mount play there more?
maybe I
And
don't
then
know.
Thingy usually
I've
plays
seen
in
Mount
there.
play left wing and number 10 and sort of false
he's
anywhere
done
around
it,
there.
but
but
he's not really that player. Yeah, I get
No.
it.
But you were talking about like set pieces before. Maddison's a decent set piece.
Yeah, he is very good, very good. He seems like a lightweight player, doesn't he?
It's weird that he's not left though, isn't it, at Leicester? So you thought he'd have gone by now.
He does feel like a bit of a lightweight player, but he's still very good. I mean, obviously he's a slight build and all of that, so he does look like he might not be able to handle it, but he's always proved that he can handle it. That's the other side. It's weird.
Yeah, I think he's a good player though. 10 goals this season.
Yeah.
18 last season, which obviously I think that was his best.
Tremendous as a midfield.
Yeah.
Number 10. Free kicks. Yeah, he's assisted. Yeah. How many assists is he getting?
He's the one that I would probably have him at United.
Yeah.
If we could get him for cheap.
Yeah.
This season, 10 goals, 9 assists. Last season, which was his better season, it was 18 goals, 12 assists. Like good numbers, and you know.
And he keeps the ball well as well. He does keep the ball quite well as well. Ooh.
Brighton have pulled one back against Villa. Ooh. 11 goals, 10 assists as well the year before that. So.
Yeah. Who was the other midfielder? Is it a French dude who United were linked with in the summer?
Rabiot.
Yeah. No, from Leicester.
Oh, from Leicester.
Holding midfielder.
From Leicester.
What was his name?
Ndidi.
Yeah, was it Ndidi?
Central defensive midfielder.
Yeah. Right. Because he'd be another one that because you got to look at
it.
Tielemans.
Down.
Yeah, I'd take Tielemans as a swap as the Eriksen kind of. But I think he's similar age now, isn't he? Isn't he getting old?
But Tielemans on a free this summer though.
How old is Tielemans?
He's only he's younger. He's 26.
I think he's on a free. He's on a free this year though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd take him.
He's had such a bad season though, to the point where people are questioning his work rate and his professionalism and all that.
Whoa. You were just singing Marcus Rashford's praises after one bad season. Is that what you're going to do? You're going to do the dirty on Tielemans? He's had a bad season on a team that's close to relegation. You terrible man, Joe Smith.
Rashford's bad season was us finishing 6th. His bad season is them getting relegated.
So he's the
I'm not saying he's the only reason. But
what have you got against him?
He hasn't got legs.
I don't think he's that good.
That's the one thing is he doesn't have legs. He doesn't have
legs.
Which
is important for a footballer.
Yeah. He needs legs. Some level of legs. Is especially Premier League level. You can get away with that at Sunday League, but you need legs in the Premier League. Everyone so far
I've seen a lot of legless people at Sunday League.
Yeah, every single player that's ever been in the Premier League has had some sort of legs. Garnacho with a little strikey, 20 yards out, straight down the pipe, as they say.
Yeah, I remember he got torn to pieces. And he was running, his head was just going up and down. I can't remember who it was against, but the player wasn't even fast. No, it was Matic. Didn't Matic pace him out? And
that is not a good sign.
You know things.
It was like over-exaggerated. I'm trying really hard to get the ball here.
No, I think he paced out Matic. And I was like, how can he do that and he's that slow? Because he got paced out by someone else that was slow.
Right,
that was what it was.
Matic is the sort of the benchmark, isn't it? If you're slower than Matic, you're probably not going to last too long.
On a scale, it's Matic and Mbappe.
Yeah. Where are you?
In trouble.
I think he needs to learn a little bit to come back and hold possession. I think sometimes Garnacho.
Yeah, there he got in trouble.
But that's what you learn as you get older.
Yeah. I think that's one of Anthony's strengths as well, isn't it? It's like the discipline.
Go Fred.
Hey, Paddock! Sancho!
Sorry. Yes!
Yes! Come on, thanks, Ethan.
Yes! The suspense.
Sancho with the trademark Martial finish there. Just tapping it in, open goal from 5 yards out.
Oh, here's a story. Sancho against his former team in the FA Cup final destroys the treble chances.
Good lad.
I'm telling you, he's on the right. He's going to score. I got him a goal. I got a goal. Right, 2 more goals, please.
Really good from Bruno and Fred there in particular.
Oh, Fred's run there was great.
Yeah, that was lovely. I thought he got fouled as well.
Is Maguire is that Maguire or Casemiro?
That's Bruno. Look at the Bruno work as well there.
Yeah, Bruno, great turn.
And puts him through.
Fred. This touch there from Fred. Oh no, it's a tackle that gets it to Sancho.
Yes, Sancho. That's all that matters, Sancho. Get your goal. Yeah, it's a foul.
Yeah, it's a tackle and just a comfortable. Yeah. It's the perfect position
Martial finish, isn't it?
Sancho, yeah, it's that Martial one where it's like, I'm 6 yards out, I cannot miss, and he stabs it in. Good finish.
Wow.
Right place though. That's the thing.
Sancho. So he's coming off playing on the right, played well straight away, and now got a goal.
Honestly, there's
It's a good
nothing
time
like
to be
a
catching
comeback
form.
story,
I
is
know,
there? Who knows? But it's good to see some level of like a flicker on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's a heartbeat there again.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there is life in Jadon Sancho's United career.
I really like him on the right. I really do. I don't like him off the left at all, to be honest. He can play there when needed, but I know at Dortmund you look at his stats and he played there a lot as well, and he's still done well.
Very similar
from
either
there.
side, though, aren't they? I mean, his stats at Dortmund were very similar.
They were.
But he just looks better on the right for me.
He does look like he enjoys himself a lot more on the right.
And he, like, if he gets down the wing, he can actually cross a ball to someone. But if you go down the left, because he doesn't take someone on, he cuts in and then he'll pass it.
Yeah.
And that's it. So there ain't really a cross to someone to get a goal. And then even when when you're on the right, you can still come inside and then drive and then get your right foot shot off anyway. So I just think he just looks better there, links up better there. Yeah. And we need the right side. Again, Anthony comes in all the time. Who actually goes down the right, apart from Sancho?
Yeah.
Can Anthony play left, I imagine, if he's left-footed?
Can,
so
yeah.
heavily left.
Probably. Yeah.
He'd probably play there more if Harry Kane comes, because we need some crosses into him, don't we? We can't have nobody crossing the ball to him.
No.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Kane's not going to get anywhere near as many chances, apart from through balls from Bruno and JWP.
Yeah. We signed him for 4 million.
So I mean, if you get like him for that kind of money, 4 or 5 million, maybe 10 million, okay, it's still nothing, if you get what I mean. To be a squad like booster, I'd rather have him as a squad booster than anyone else who's going to come in for Eriksen in that hole to do that kind of job.
And Mount.
Yeah, but Mount's going to be too much. Yeah. I don't want him in as a first
Fine,
as a squad player at 80 mil.
Man on.
I want him as a squad player. If he's coming in for 30 mil, Mount, great, but not 80 mil or 70 mil. It's ridiculous.
I think maybe 50 is like a cap.
Yeah.
Like, it's still a lot, but you've got plenty more for the window if you spend 50. But 80, that's like probably close to 50% of what you're spending, isn't it?
It's too much. Yeah. It's far too much.
Silly.
And then you haven't even done what you wanted for the season, for the pre-season. You need a striker in for that kind of money and a bit more. Don't be going to get Mount, please, Ten Hag. Please don't do it.
Sounds like, as much as anything, Mount wants to come to United, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Have you seen that?
It sounds like he wants out of Chelsea as much as United are after him.
David Ornstein was saying, David Ornstein was saying today again that if Mount's going anywhere, well, he says it. My understanding is that Mason Mount is leaning towards joining United if Chelsea agreed to sell him.
One more. Oh, God,
Chelsea have had a problem with his contract. He's one of the lowest paid players at Stamford Bridge.
He wants parity, doesn't he? With all them
so he's going to want
earners.
a bit more money.
That's what I'm saying, man, we can't take him. Surely. It's going to be far too much money.
Yeah. It's all kicking off behind the scenes there. Producer Ethan stomping it. Look, he's got his shorts on because he needs that leg dexterity there. He's all over the place, running 2 computers at once. Looking like a young fat boy Slim there, running all the desks, all the discs.
Love that, Maguire. Good pass through.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. More of that. Yes, Sancho. Go on, do something. Yeah, get near to him. Don't get near to him. Not get near to him, don't get near to him.
Well
played. You know what I mean? Get near to him, but you know you can't.
But don't get too near to him.
Otherwise, he will take you.
Corner to United. Headed.
We're shit at corners.
Yeah. Only Casemiro's allowed to score for corners.
Yeah.
But given how many, this might be Maguire's swan song at United, but how many goals has he actually scored over the?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Which is not good enough for a man with the size of that head.
The amount he gets on the end though, is the problem.
That's the bits of there.
Yeah.
In total, he scored 7 goals for United. Yeah, not enough though, is it? None this season.
No. He needs to score that a season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not through his whole career. Especially the fact that he gets his head on them all. Like, I remember before he used to get his head on all of them. And the thing never really used to do anything with them. And I'm like, but you look like a powerhouse that can just power a header into the goal.
The thing is,
Rashi's in.
Ooh.
Oh, his edge. Oh. Wait.
Give him a shout.
Paddock! Hey!
That looked
Rashi,
close
tell
to
me you're not... inside.
Sancho.
That's what I like about Garnacho. The drop shoulder to try and cut in or not cut in.
Gallo!
You don't know whether he's going to go because he's got to drop a shoulder on him. I like that.
Yeah.
Especially when he's coming off the left. I just wonder whether he can play off the right as well and do similar things.
No penalty there. Guess so.
VAR, come on, man. VAR to the rescue.
Nice. That was good, Maguire.
You know what's great? Bruno keeps getting it and being able to just spin on it every time he's getting it. And then there's other runners and they're just putting him in. So, loving that. No one's thought, let me go on Bruno. No? Let me stop the sauce.
The creativity. Yeah, no one's thinking that.
Let's get one more before our time, then we can sub them all the big boys off.
Get them all off.
That will still draw then.
Yeah.
We need to play at least half the second half of them on. Take off maybe one of them. Like get Martial on or something. You can do that. There's not much of a difference. Who else is there on the bench?
McTominay?
Saka, McTominay, yeah. I get McTominay on for Casemiro.
Yeah, Luke Shaw, but then you're bringing on
Yeah, you don't want him on, do you? Really? You want him to rest.
Vegas, Martial.
I'd get Martial on. Let him continue getting some minutes in.
What, for Rashford?
Possibly, yeah. I think Rashford comes off and takes a chill pill. And get Martial on for a minute. Let Garnacho finish the game.
Yeah.
No need to not play him. But then you might want to take him off towards the end, and then you've got probably Vegas as well on. You never know.
Any goal updates?
Vegas not made an appearance for a while, has he?
Nah, he came on against Bournemouth, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that was it. So it didn't really do anything.
No.
And he isn't really going to do anything, I don't think.
I think the charm's gone with that one.
Almost half time then. Look at that.
Just need to get a win, yeah. Bloody half time it is.
There you go. Half time, Man United 1, Fulham 1.
Spurs 1 point ahead at the moment.
Well, yeah, let's go through all of that because obviously, end of the season, big things to play for. Arsenal 3-0 up at half time. Villa 2-1 up against Brighton. We've got City and Brentford 0-0. Chelsea 1-1 with Newcastle. Crystal Palace are 1-0 down to Forest. And then crucially, Everton 0-0 against Bournemouth, putting them in the bottom three because Leicester City are beating West Ham 1-0. Leeds, the other team fighting for the safety, are losing to Tottenham. The other team fighting for the Europa Conference League spot. Also in that one, as I said before, Aston Villa are winning, so they currently have that spot. Then United 1-1, obviously, and Southampton are 2-2 against Liverpool as well. So the table as it stands then, this is the crucial areas. Obviously, we don't need to talk about who's won and hasn't won the league, but Villa will take that Europa Conference League spot ahead of Tottenham by 1 point, and currently, going into half-time, Leicester will stay up, Everton, Leeds and Southampton will go down. Everton need to get a goal against... who are they playing again? I've just had a look.
Everton.
Bournemouth. We'll talk about that in a minute, a little bit more. But Scotty, thoughts on United's first half there? Could have been 2-0 down with the penalty, then you go up the other end and get a goal.
Yeah, the penalty seemed a little bit of a godsend, to be honest, because before that, Fulham were on top of us. Very similar to the Chelsea game where, Fulham had more of the possession, were making more of the chances. I don't think United created anything in that opening 20 minutes except for the Rashford free kick, which, it puts it a little bit more to the left. Better chance of a goal, but it took a good save from the goalkeeper. But then David De Gea saves the penalty, and then it just sort of ignited Manchester United into a different gear, really. And then we just kicked on. Sancho got his goal, a tapping, but it was a great move, driving into the box by Fred, which I think is probably one of his best attributes. I know if he's the other side of the halfway line, no good. If he's on the border of the 18-yard box, driving into the box, he didn't get the pass, but he caused the problem for the ball to follow through to Sancho. So 1-1. It's a decent enough performance, no injuries so far. I imagine Nathan, unlike me, will want to go for the 3 points, but for me, now I'm making changes and resting legs.
Yeah. What do you make of that first half?
Yeah, it's just one of them ones where you just hope not to go down. You just want it to run smoothly, and just so happy that we didn't concede that second goal, because then it would have been a uphill battle. And exactly what you're saying there, I would then think of taking everyone off at half time. But the fact that we're still in it, and we got a chance to go and get the next goal. I think we get the next goal, and then he might take that chance. But I would still try and win this game. I think you don't want to lose that record of being at home winning. It's a fortress this year. We've not lost once, have we, at Old Trafford?
We lost once. It was that first game of the season to Brighton.
Yeah, so that was the only game we lost.
Yeah.
And we can't have Fulham come and do us over as well. They were good against us in the FA Cup until that happened, the red cards and that. So they're going to want to, try and get revenge. And we've got to be that team that go, no, you can't get revenge against us. And we're getting third. Yeah. Like, we're not looking to get fourth. Like, Newcastle are probably going to get a goal again. And we need to get third. Simple as that. And also, like I said, we need to be ready for the game. We need to get as much confidence going into the final as possible. And De Gea is going to feel great about that. Because if we go to penalty shootouts at any point in that game, he's going to feel a lot better having saved that.
Yep.
And everyone else who's going to sit around him go, remember that you save. You can do it, son. Yep. And he's going to feel it. And he's going to be able to save more. It does give you more confidence to save more.
Yeah, definitely. Dave Whitby with a super chat. Do you guys think Sancho will have a better season next season with a consistent front man to link up with, like when he was at Dortmund? It's not going to hurt him, is it?
No, he'll definitely have a better season because we probably play more of it. Like, how many months did he miss because of what was going on behind closed doors? We don't actually know the extent of what was going on regarding maybe his mental health or personal issues or whatever. So it looks like he's had a lot of stuff to overcome. He looks a lot better on the right. I think he can only get a better season, but it's nice him having this good form towards the end of this year, hopefully going into the FA Cup final. But from what I'm seeing today and what I saw in the second half against Chelsea, and I said it when he joined as well, and a lot of people started hitting me with pelters on Twitter. I said, I prefer him on the right wing. Yeah. And they were saying, he's a left winger at Dortmund. I said, but he cuts on the, he goes past the outside of his man on the right hand side.
Yeah. And he's played everywhere. He's played number 10, left, right.
I like him as a 10 as well. Yeah,
we did all of that at Dortmund. So if he plays better on the right, then good. And it'd be good for Anthony to have some
proper competition.
And if he can be the Sancho that we've seen before, then play him wherever he needs to be played because he'd be one of the best players in the squad.
That'd be sweet, wouldn't it? Garnacho and Rashford fighting down the left, Sancho and Anthony.
Right.
And then Harry Kane is saying, yes, this is my spot and I'm not moving. Thanks, lads.
That'd be good. Speaking of Harry Kane, they are currently beating Leeds United 1-0. Which would put Leeds down, but also put Tottenham within Villa conceding one equaliser away from getting that Europa Conference League. Which, do you think that increases the chance of Kane staying there? Europa Conference League, what does that do for him?
Nothing for me. I think he needs to go. He's not won anything. No. He's not winning anything. Being in Europe, he's been in Europe how many times? It doesn't matter. That team just never going to be ready with the defence that they've got. They concede goals for fun, and he knows he's got no chance of winning anything with a defence like that. And then you've got a chairman who doesn't really back his manager enough to bring in the amount of players that you need to really start competing. So he's got to make a decision. Do I want to just stay here and play, or am I going to push to get out again and get to Man United? Because Man United is screaming for a striker of his standards. Yeah. And ain't that many out there. I'm telling you, there's no one else out there that you can definitely go, he's getting me 30 next season. I can't think of anyone. I don't know if you can think of anyone else.
No. I like to think of like Harry Kane and Daniel Levy's this sort of doomed relationship and everything's got a little bit boring in the bedroom. And then it's got to June and then Harry Kane sat in the bedroom and Daniel Levy goes, I've got something for us tonight. Europa Conference League. Nope.
That'll spice things up.
That'll spice things up.
Last season when Kane was flirting with someone else, that kept him going for a bit. Yeah. When he was flirting with City, that actually helped their love life. Levy realised what he was missing. But now it's gone, hasn't it? The love has gone there. Some chocolate spread in a Europa Conference League is not going to bring this back, Daniel. You've got to let him go, man. People in the comments having a look at sort of next season and looking at the situation in the Premier League. Please, Everton and Leeds down. Frimpong needed ASAP. A lot of people not too happy with Dallow's performance. I don't think he's been poor, but is he done anything? Has he stood out?
No, he's just one of them players. He looks like he can produce more, but for all these years he's been there, even now he's had his chances, he actually doesn't produce more. what you think he can produce. Like we've all said, he's better going forward than Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
But in reality, he doesn't produce more going forward. He looks better. He looks better on the eye. But when you look at it, especially Ten Hag, he knows defensively, I'm getting better out of Wan-Bissaka, and he's producing the same going forward. So I'm putting Wan-Bissaka in.
Yeah.
So in reality, who's got to go? Like, who are we going to bring in? If we bring in a Frimpong, that'd be perfect. He goes in there, and then we can start seeing some real attacking play.
Yeah.
And then you've got a defensive fullback in Wan-Bissaka who can sit there and be the second guy who comes in, or just the guy who shares the right back position. I feel like that's what I would lean towards more. Because really, Deloa hasn't proved it, that he can really do that he looks like he can do. Yeah. You get what I mean? It's weird.
No, I always said that season when Wan-Bissaka, I think it was his first season at United, he got 7 or 8 assists, which I think Dallow's never done better than that. No. Like, Dallow looks better, and I think his build-up is better. Yeah. But like you said, it's hard to know what every pass does, butterfly effect or whatever, but in terms of raw numbers, what assists he is getting from that position, they're about the same. And then one-on-one defensively, Wan-Bissaka is clearly better. Hail to the Greek. It says, congratulations on another great season of Watchalongs. Thank you very much. We're not finished yet. big game coming up next week, obviously. Hashtag Glazers out. Thank you very much for that. And there'll be plenty more seasons still to come. Coach Zach Purvis says, Jadon was actually a right wing / number 10 in his life till the last year at Dortmund. Then under Ole, next season, Jadon and Anthony as our 2 right wingers. Like you said, Scotty, Marcus and Garnacho on the left with Kane / someone else as a number 9 is a good front line. I agree. I think that's a very functional sort of front 6 to kind of rotate through.
I was actually saying, I'd mentioned this the other day as well. I was saying exactly that. Garnacho to be able to come on for Rashford. I think Rashford obviously is the main man there. But I think if you have on the right side them both playing well, I think Sancho could quite easily be the main player on the right. Yeah. If he can play look, I see it straight away. In this game and last game, he scored now, he set up a goal, but he looks good. You know what I mean? His overall team play is actually good as well. So now it's team play, assist, and good decision making, all on the right now. And I think that's something that, if we have Anthony as a person who's going to come on and still produce what he produces, then you've got a good right side.
Yeah, I mean, but if you need 2 world class, but elite players in each position. If you look at, if City is something that, and it makes me sick to say this, like try and emulate for 2 players in each position, having an Anthony and a Sancho, makes perfect sense. And it's not, it's more of a team game now, whereas before I imagine it's like strongest 11 and then, the lads on the subs come in. But now it relies so much on rotation because the amount of games and stuff. But
like you said, you look at City on the left, they've got Grealish and Foden. Both of them are almost as good as each other.
Walk into any other team.
And one of them will have a 15-game run of form, and then they'll drop off, and then you bring the other one in. And on the right, they've got it's mostly Mahrez now, isn't it? But they'll put Kevin De Bruyne out on the right sometimes. They'll put Bernardo Silva out on the right sometimes, and then you've got Mahrez there as well. And then even up front, when Haaland's not scoring, Alvarez has got 17 goals this season.
Yeah, we're just so thin though, aren't we, on replacements for our starters.
You don't even notice that he scored that amount. 17.
I know.
You're not even playing. Like, it feels like he scored about 4, and he's got 17.
He's played 4. I think it's 40 appearances.
Coming off the bench and all that.
Like, he's a backup, and this is what we were saying talking about Martial. I've mentioned this a few times in the last couple of weeks, but when you talk about a backup, people think a backup is someone that plays 12 games a season, but it's someone that plays 30 games, 40 games a season. Like Harry Maguire's made 30 appearances a season. Victor Lindelof's made 30 appearances. Like, if you're shit, you can't be a backup. Like, backup isn't, you're nowhere near as good as the main guy. It's you're slightly worse, and on your day you're better than him. Like, Alvarez has made 48 appearances for City this season. And you couldn't argue whether he's the backup or not. Like, it's obvious. Yeah. Like, that's what a backup does.
Yeah.
So that's why I think there's question marks whether Martial can even be that, because he couldn't put those sort of numbers together.
Thing is, he'd have to stay fit for a whole season first, and that's a question mark already. So as much as I like him as a player that plays for Man United, I still know what he doesn't have.
Yeah.
And he isn't a natural striker. And he isn't going to do the natural things that number 9 needs to do. Although, like right now with the squad the way it is, I don't want to see him out of the squad because there's no other players we've got that he can even play number 9. So until we get a number 9 that's really good, and again, when you even think about number 9s in the world, the only player I can think of is Harry Kane, and then you got to take in a chance with Osimhen if you want to take a chance with him. He might not be as good as Martial.
No.
Like, you see Dzeko's still banging goals in Serie A, and he's, 40 now?
Yeah.
So you never know what
48.
That's what I mean. So you never know whether he can come to England and actually do a better job than Martial, even when he's fit, not fit. So you never know. You never know. You don't want to cut off whatever I don't even know what the word is.
Cut off your nose to spite your face.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. You don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face. You don't want to get rid of him too early, and then all of a sudden you got no one that you can bring in that's going to do a good job.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
Zach Purvis again saying Jadon on the left is like Marcus on the right, functional but not the best for the team or the player. I mean, the problem is, and if we're honest with ourselves, it looks nice so far, Sancho playing on the right, but he's played 90 minutes on the right. Like, the sample size is so small. He's playing against 2 teams with nothing to play for, and he's looking better than he did on the left. We need to, really what we need to see from Sancho, and we're not going to be able to this season now, obviously, because there's no time left, but we need to see 10, 20 games where he looks noticeably better, not 90 minutes, which is what we've seen so far. But I'll take 90 minutes over nothing because he's been struggling this season. So I'm glad that we're seeing an improved Sancho. But, this idea that, well, that's it now. Jadon Sancho's sorted. He's back to his best. We're literally... He hasn't even played a full game at right wing yet.
It's just the thing of, for me, it's... I know he would be better on the right. And the minute he went to the right, he instantly was better on the right. Because on the left, he's like non-existent at all. Like, I'm looking at him going... He didn't do anything.
No.
Like, every game, he didn't do nothing. Now, I actually look at it and I'm excited that he's going to do something.
Yeah.
Because he's on the side that I'm thinking, I just imagine that he can do what he normally does on the right. And I'm seeing it, even when you're linking up and moving, even just the little passes and the way he looks confident when he's even standing there with the ball now, it looks like he's got something about him.
Yeah.
And it just looks better.
It's good to see, innit? And and me saying that before, I'm not being negative. I'm not saying that, just because it's only been 90 minutes, it means it won't work.
It's just the start.
It's early, innit?
Yeah, it's
hopefully
the start
keep doing it.
Yeah, it's like you see, like, you plant something, and all of a sudden you planted them on the right, and you just see a little bit grow through. And before you planted them on the left, it just weren't growing. You can't. Are you there?
Yeah.
Did we plant anything in there?
And then you have to dig it back. Oh shit! It's not even germinated. And then you put it in the other side. And go,
exactly.
I don't usually hate gardening metaphors with football. That's nicely done. Now.
It's rare. It's very rare. Well done. Second half about to kick off. We'll have obviously all of the updates from across all of the games as they come in. So stick around. Make sure you stay tuned. And also, well, I say also. Basically, we need to see Everton get a goal because, as it stands, they are going to get relegated. And not that I won't be too sad. And there is a sort of slight fascination, the idea of playing Everton, of seeing Everton play in the Championship. Part of me would like to see that Everton versus like Walsall.
They're not coming back up, If they're not coming back up, they're not.
You don't think they will? No.
They don't look like they're ready. Because remember, when they go down, them teams, the players leave. Like, a lot of the players leave.
Yeah.
And then, like, the manager uncertainty and everything changes. And
you've got to think with Sean Dyche, though, with his experience in the Championship.
But he'll probably get sacked if they get relegated.
It's not. It can't be his fault that they've gone down. It's it's the manager's managing.
Well, they're that close now. And also, you look at their team, and no offence, it's a bit shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's not that good that like they'll go down and they're just bouncing back. Like, they've got some good players. Like, I think especially at that level, if they were to go down, I think Tarkovsky's more than good enough for the Championship. I think probably Holgate, Ben Godfrey, players like that. I think even Cody and those sorts of players are good enough for the Championship and then some. But their midfield, I'm not certain Tom Davies is a Championship level player. Doucouré's so hit and miss that you don't really know what you're going to get. And then up front, their only goal scorer can't stay fit.
Yeah,
I guess Gray and McNeil would be good at that level.
All over the top.
Yeah,
drop.
Rashford.
Oh, it's harder to miss. That.
Oh,
It should have.
It's inches wide, that.
Why?
He had two on him, but
can't you like body him and then just use your left foot and smash it in?
I mean, the goalkeeper was planted as well, wasn't he? He's onside.
I think he could have like used his body to like slow him down and go, yeah, I'm ready, bang.
It's so close.
Let's see that again. All right, let me see what I would have done. I would have just, I would have bodied him, made sure he couldn't kick the ball, and then I took my time and just hit it left foot. See there? Yeah. Where he's put his foot out, if you just put your leg in front of him, he can't hit it and the ball's just bouncing, you're just running onto it and smashing it in.
Yeah, because the goal is not really coming in.
Yeah, he's still far away.
Yeah. Go on,
Fred.
But if you're going to hit it early, that's what you have to do, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's two choices. Hit it early and hope, or just body him and bang it in. Open goal.
Tell you what though, Everton versus fucking Preston, Rotherham.
Tranmere in the Championship. I think they got any derbies down there.
No, they're not. The closest, Preston.
Yeah.
No, that's not really
one of my other teams as well.
Spurs 2-0 up, putting pressure on Aston Villa. And Southampton are 3-2 up against Liverpool now as well. That's nice to see.
Oh my God, from 2-0 down.
Go on.
Oh my
2-0
God.
2-0 down to 3-2 up.
Liverpool are weak defensively this year. What is going on?
As soon as they didn't get that top 4 spot, I thought this might happen.
That was before that, though, isn't it? Didn't they draw the game before?
Well, against Villa.
They weren't supposed to. They could have lost that.
Crossing. Oh, dangerous there for Fulham. Still got the ball on the right hand side. Cross from the corner of the box, back post. Mitrovic just beaten in the air by Dallo. That was quite good.
Boys. We're looking more
chance here now to
more of a team now.
Sancho.
Let's go.
To Fred.
No.
Pops one out to Bruno Fernandes. Lovely pass.
Oh,
that first touch was almost brilliant. Tried to sort of like play
around,
didn't it? I didn't think it was on to be able to do it, but it wasn't in the end, was it?
That's good. Forcing Leno into kicking it along there, and then Maguire.
Well done.
It. Good pressing there for United.
Let's go.
Sancho.
Nothing there.
Nice.
That's nice from Casemiro.
One more. Oh, nice.
Fred,
1-2.
That's a poor ball.
Who's that? Casemiro.
Again, forcing a long one. And then
win that.
It bounce.
That's good. Don't go. What are you going?
Yourself.
Out.
Come on.
They're the ones where you... I thought a mistake there.
Just want Sancho to just go in a bit harder there.
Yeah, go and win that with like proper intent.
Yeah.
Don't go in like, if it falls to me, then no problem. But any chance of a little challenge and I ain't doing it, mate.
Well done,
well
Harry
done.
Maguire.
Well done, lad.
Oh, fucking hell. Rashford again doing the same thing there where they're just not quite going for it.
But do you how much do you think? I was going to say how much do you think plays in the mind that they are in the FA Cup on Saturday? Has that ever happened to you, Nathan? Where you're like, I don't want to get injured. Would that?
No, I think obviously if you're a one, if there's like 50-50 and it's a crazy one and you don't have to go and do it, then maybe that. But everything else, you're running around, passing the ball, moving. You never think about I don't want to get injured. Because you just don't get injured more often than not. If you say you don't want to get injured, you get injured.
Yeah.
Try and mess about and
usually
jump out
when you pull out of a tackle, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want none of that. You just want to sprint and, if you get done, let's say, for example, you're sprinting and
Oh, well played, Malacia.
Oh!
And now he's injured.
That's a yellow card.
In there.
Let's get the goal first, though. Let's get the goal first.
Might be more.
One more.
Wide.
As he jumped in on Malacia there.
Put it far too far for him there.
Go back here, ref.
He didn't like him. They didn't like what he did to him there, Malacia.
Thank you.
Who is
Palhinha. Dirty.
It looked late, that.
Yeah, it was very late.
It's because he's done him here.
I didn't think he got that.
It was a revenge tackle, wasn't it? And he's just kept the ball in, and then he's like, "You're not having me."
Yeah, he was practicing Wan-Bissaka challenges.
He's lucky that it comes around like that.
Arsenal four.
It's like his knees almost that tackles Malacia by the end.
Yeah.
If that's studs, I think that's a red.
Oh!
If he goes studs first, I think he gets sent off there, Palhinha, but he almost slides across the ground, doesn't he? Arsenal 4-0 up against Wolves.
They're
Thomas
having
Partey.
a party, aren't they?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Bit too late there, Arsenal.
Too late now, lads.
Too little, too late, mate. Well, it doesn't matter. Gotta get it. So, wait a minute. City ain't even beaten Brentford yet.
Don't matter, does it?
Yeah, they don't care.
No.
They definitely don't care. Let's see how they have saved their players. Yeah? Aki, Laporte, Walker, Calvin Phillips, okay, Rico Lewis, Mahrez, Palmer, Foden, Gomez and Alvarez. They're definitely saving it all their players.
Yeah, so they definitely rested.
We've got the full strength fucking team out here.
Yeah, so what's the difference in logic there then? Like, why has Pep done that and we've not?
Because they're top of the league. They can't even get next position. They're going to win with this team anyway. This team is good enough to win.
We're going to finish top 4 either way anyway. That's what I mean.
We got to beat Newcastle. They can't go any other position.
No, but we can still finish top 4. I just think there's too much emphasis on like.
I don't think we're good enough to do it yet. I think we're not at the levels where we can go. Yeah, you know what? Let's just play it because we could get whooped.
Yeah.
Like,
if we lost this game 3-0, that's not a good way to tee up an FA Cup final, is it?
No. And some of them players will be first team players who will feel hurt, and then they're going into the game going, "Why'd you do that, Gaffer man? We ain't ready for that."
Oh, 3-0, back to 3-0 the Arsenal game. Goal disallowed.
Party over.
Come on.
Nice. Go on, Garnacho. Keep the ball.
Is that a foul? There. Yeah, I was thinking that wasn't a foul. He needs to get back into the swing of things as well, doesn't he? Still looking a bit rusty.
Have you ever been relegated?
Yeah.
Have you ever been relegated last day of the season? Or was it?
It was just before the last day of the season. Yeah.
What's the feeling for like because Everton at the minute, for example, they'll probably know. I don't know if they will know, but there would probably certainly a mood in the air that allows them to know that they might be relegated if they don't win today, and that Leeds are winning.
Yeah.
What is the feeling like on the pitch, in the training ground, day by day, minute by minute, when not only you're struggling, but then it gets to the point where you're like, oh shit, we're gonna go down here. What does that feel like, and how hard is it to sort of fight against the like quicksand of that?
It's the worst feeling in the world, man. I can't tell you how bad it felt because that was my early years.
Football United.
Ooh, it was the early years in my career.
Yeah.
Went to Bristol Rovers. It was like pushing for playoffs and stuff. I was in the side watching Jason Roberts and watching Jamie Curran play and score and all that. They left, and then it was a bit of disarray. So like I had like 20 different strike partners in that same one season, and like I'm there scoring all the goals I can score. I think I got like 20 something goals, but we're at the bottom and we're struggling, and I'm like, okay, we still can win.
Yeah,
it's still mathematically possible. We can still win that next game. And then it we've got 2 games, we can still win, and then you lose that game.
Yeah.
Oh, we can still win that one, and then you lose the one, and it's like, oh, it's gone. Like,
well, what a ball that was.
Round him.
What
a goal, Bruno. And who played the ball through? Was that Sancho?
Was it Sancho?
Don't tell me that was Sancho. Casemiro, was it?
No.
Fred. Freddy Krueger, yeah, love it. I
suppose Fred is the sort of combination of Sancho, the body size of Sancho and the nationality of Casemiro.
Yes,
them two, look, Casemiro and Bruno jumping together.
One more goal, boys.
Great pass that.
Well, it was great goal.
And good composure by Bruno as well there. Well done.
Are you taking them all off?
Oh, what a pass that
what
is.
A ball.
Well onside.
Through the lines. That's what you call through the lines.
2 lines there. What a ball that is by Fred.
What?
The finish, just fucking nice finish.
Hey,
that.
Fred, mate. You an attacking. Oh, he dinked it.
Yeah. It's a good finish, that.
Still going to round him.
Good run, good pass, good finish.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Well done, Bruno.
What a finish, Bruno.
Should be game over this now.
Fake.
Yeah.
See ya. Now we need one more. One more, and then we take all our players off.
We can maybe...
We can take one off now,
yeah,
You can take maybe Casemiro from McTominay.
Yeah.
I'll take you off.
Who are you taking off now? Are you going everyone?
All of them.
Rashi, everyone.
Full 11.
Yeah.
Rashi from Martial I could probably do as well. But
I still feel like 40 minutes of Martial is still likely to get injured. Too much to watch.
Yeah, he is likely to get injured. But I think with Sancho on the right and him there, I think it'll be nice to see. Don't be silly. He's going to slide you.
Is that Tete again? Has it been a big part of the game for Fulham, hasn't he?
Oh, come on, United.
Fulham passing the
ball.
ball.
Do not allow them to go and get another goal. That's what I'm saying. Like, they've got it about them to be able to get a goal, you know. So we need to just really be strong here.
Look at the weather.
Well played. Garnacho.
Yes, I remember in the changing room just crying, feeling so down. It's just the worst feeling ever, man. You just
What
relegated.
Was that from Championship to League One or League One?
No, from League One to League Two. It wasn't called that. It was called Division 2 to Division 3, wasn't it, at the time? And so it's the nastiest feeling ever.
And then in your head, is it like, right, I'm getting out of here, I'm better than this, or is it
No, I stayed there.
Fight and try and come back up?
That was the year when I stayed, and the next year Jerry Francis came, and then he did he get sacked as well? Well, anyway, like I think that was the next year when I went. I ended up playing and scoring so many goals that I ended up going. Ended up
Everton
going
1-0.
Oh, Everton have scored! Decore!
Love it, Decore!
Safe for now. Right, what's the table looking like? Come here. Everton safe on 37 points, I believe. Leicester on 33. That can't be right. Yeah, it can be. 36, sorry, that's it, because they were drawing before, of course. United counter-attacking here. Sancho, a bit quicker next time. Everton currently safe on 36 points. Leicester, Leeds and Southampton would go down with 34, 31 and 27 respectively.
It's crazy.
Big goal that, Doucouré.
You know what? It's so crazy because I wanted to mention him because I think last time I told you I saw him at the mosque. Because we was at the mosque Friday prayers and speaking to him, and this guy came and was like, "Who you got on Saturday?" He's like, "We got Brighton." It was like, "Oh, tough game. They just beat United." And he's like, and I was like, "But you never know." And then he was like, "You never know." And he goes and scores 2, doesn't he? And they won the 4-0. Yeah. And then today he's got a goal.
I didn't know about that.
So I was hoping that he stays up because he's there even as well. So
does he know you and that you've played and all that?
Yeah, we was chatting there. Yeah. So obviously Mendy goes there. So we speak to Mendy and also Doucouré. So during Ramadan we were there for the night prayers and just chatting then.
Oh, that's cool.
It was nice to meet them as well. So
does he Doucouré, did he seem like he thought they'd beat Brighton, or was he a bit?
No, he really was. He was speaking really highly of Daesh. Obviously being there. Obviously. We had a little chat about Lampard and how what kind of
without dropping a minute. Maybe you can't say anything then.
I just obviously we know what we see, isn't it? So I don't really need to say anything more.
True.
But
it didn't work out, did it?
I think along the not what he said, but like along the lines of what we know about Lampard is how great a player he was.
Yeah.
And he expects that as a manager coming in, that all players are going to play like that, and. That's not managing, is it? You've got to be able to manage players differently. You can't just expect them to be like you.
Frank Lampard,
do it like this, boys. Bang, look. I just score like this.
I bet he's still obviously not at Premier League speed. Yeah. But I bet in like...
come on, Bruno.
I bet in training, in those smaller games... where it's less I bet he's still as good as most of the Everton.
He'll probably be better than them all. Yeah.
Like you put him next to what we were saying before, I don't know, Iwobi or someone.
Yeah. It'll be top because he was a top midfielder who could.
United just
looking a lot
getting close there, weren't they?
Yeah. I love that.
Could get another goal here, United.
Yes, Doucouré, come on.
Yeah, I'm glad Everton are. I don't know why. Again, I don't. Going into the day, I didn't think I had a real preference, but then when Everton scored, I thought, yes, I definitely want them to stay up.
You definitely want Leeds to go down, that's for sure.
It's that mutual enemy stuff, isn't it?
Well, Liverpool have definitely got nothing to celebrate today now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they would have done, they would have done, wouldn't they?
Yeah, massively. Imagine if City got relegated now. Fucking hell, that'd be the best day of my life. I love that. If they got all the titles taken off from City, that's like Liverpool, City and Everton get relegated. If City City get all the titles taken off and man relegated, like Juve style.
Play him. Oh, yeah. Is that what happened to them as well? Did their titles get taken?
Yeah, I think, was it 2 or 3?
Wow.
I think there's just like no...
Handball! Isn't that handball?
It looked like it.
No, that's handball.
It looked like handball.
That's VAR handball.
He's the one who
was
appealing for handball last time as well.
That's a VAR handball, surely. Bad cross.
Oh, no, he's still done the same thing again, hasn't he?
So lucky, it's his belly again.
Yeah. I think the 2003, 4 and 5 Serie A titles don't belong to anyone.
No, is that because of the Kalopolis scandal?
Yeah, the match fixing.
Yeah.
Wow. crazy, isn't it?
That was interesting, talking about players leaving after they get relegated when that happened to Juventus.
No, don't
and
do that.
a lot of the Juventus players decided to leave, but Buffon said no,
Yeah,
I'm staying.
And Del Piero.
Yeah, and Del Piero.
My favourite he was when I was young. Oh, what's that? Oh,
really?
What a ball in. Yeah, I had his
That's
shirt.
testament to a player to players who want to play at a club, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a player he was.
No, it's
man.
just
I
the
loved him.
04-05 one. None.
Yeah.
No winner. Revoked.
Oh my goodness me.
Leicester.
Liverpool getting slapped to pieces.
Southampton 4-2 up against Liverpool now. Leicester 2-0 up against West Ham. So it's all on Everton because by the looks of it, Leicester are going to beat West Ham. If Everton slip up, if Everton allow a goal in, Leicester will stay up.
Wow, this is tight.
For some reason I keep forgetting. Everton are playing Bournemouth, aren't they? Yeah, and they're 1-0 up at Goodison. Oh, imagine being at Goodison now, shitting your pants.
Yeah.
Go on, Fred. Too much. Yeah, Fulham look. I wouldn't say shadow of the former self, but they are now playing like a team with nothing to play for. Aren't they? Like. Yeah. It works in your favour first half, like we said, but when you go behind...
subs.
Yeah, here we go. Ericsson, McTominay and...
Martial
coming on, yeah. Martial.
I think Jesus has scored for Arsenal, hasn't he? He's his 4th goal.
Has he?
Yeah. 4-0 for them.
£84. United got 58 points last season.
Yeah.
That's so shit, isn't it?
So, where would we be this year if
58
that was the case?
would be 9th.
Where did we come last year? About 9th?
7th.
What the hell?
Past that.
See, that's one of the ones where maybe if that's the FA Cup final, you slide in for that.
Yeah.
Instead it would give a foul away anyway, but don't want to risk a booking. Yeah, 58 points last season would put us 9th this season.
Yeah. Casemiro off.
Yeah.
Rashford off.
Yeah.
Who was the other third? Ericsson's there, and it's so Casemiro, Rashford, Bruno.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Those are the three that I think are most important players, aren't they, for next week?
Yeah. So McTominay in for Cass. He's a defensive midfielder now. McTominay, Fred, McFred. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Martial,
Ericsson in the hole. Martial up front. Yeah, you're done. That's it, innit? Keep the rest the same. Let's get Butland on for a bit now.
He'll probably never. Is he not? He's not played any minutes for United, has he?
I think he played one game.
Did he?
Did he not come on in one game?
Didn't he play a cup game?
Yeah,
No,
I think I remember in one game. Oh,
look at that. Palace have scored against Forest. Interesting.
Anything for them?
It's first season this year when our promoted team stayed up, isn't it, in Premier League history?
Is it?
I think it's the first time that's ever
I
happened.
didn't realise that.
Oh, Forest stayed up. Oh my god.
Yeah. Forest have done. Well, it's weird, wasn't it? Because
they look like they were well going down.
Yeah, they started terribly.
Yeah.
Then after the World Cup, they had a good little spell, which kept them in it. And then they were shit again. And then they had another good little spell to end the season.
I think they benefit from everybody else around them being more shit.
Yeah. Like if you look this season, it's 35 points will keep you up. Like that's
crazy.
The old 40 thing is dropping down and down and down, isn't it? Now 40 points, you could be 14th with 40 points.
This league is crazy though.
They are 14th.
It is a tough league, you know, really tough. Like you look in all the other top leagues in the world, and you're looking at like the top 2 and that's it. Like really, top 3 maybe.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the rest of them not really great. But you're not like England, man. Top 8, and then you've got Chelsea who are obviously in trouble. So that's like the top 9 teams really in the Prem, who are really capable of doing bits.
Yeah.
So. Obviously Chelsea not at the moment, but I think once Poch comes, starts deciding who can play,
you're going to see a better team there.
You're going to see a much better team. I'll be playing some much better football, and I think you'll get them playing good stuff.
Fred's gone off. He's had a great game.
Fred, what are you doing coming off?
Bruno staying on. Fuck me.
Might need Fred for the final. That might be it.
He's had a great game. Involved in both of the goals.
Yeah.
Driving through, brilliant. And
hey!
Sancho. Well, these are some different subs.
Sancho coming off.
And Garnacho.
Oh.
Rashford, Bruno and Casemiro all staying on then.
So none of us called that right.
No, got every
Completely
single one dead wrong.
What are we doing, Gaffer? What's happening? Have we got a final next week or not?
How gutted are you if you play for Borussia Dortmund this morning, by the way, when you wake up?
Oh my gosh. That's That's another bad feeling.
So Ten Hag's got
that as well.
Casemiro is coming off, is it?
All they had to do was win. I say all they had to do. I know it's easier said than done. Beat Mainz, who were
11th.
Maybe they were 11th when the game started, or 10th, I think.
It was poor, man. It was poor.
At home, last game of the season, and they drew 2-2. That's just so gutting, isn't it?
That's like a playoff final and losing, which I lost as well. That's the worst feeling as well. On top of that,
Bayern winning the league on goal difference.
All them years of dominance, saying yes, we got our chance, boys. It's up to us now, just us.
At home as well in that stadium,
and then that happens.
Missed a penalty. Fucking hell! It was just so. I watched it. I just felt bad for him. Like,
who missed the pen?
I think it was Halle, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Halle. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Should have let someone else take it, innit?
Absolutely gutting. They're just like.
How many goals did he get this year anyway? I wonder how many goals Halle got. Because he had a mare in England for West Ham, and he's done well for Ajax.
And obviously he's been out with his illness, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And then come back and 9 goals in 22, not bad. Decent, just under 1 in 2. 9 goals, 5 assists in. Actually, they're all in the Bundesliga, so 9 goals, 5 assists in 19.
Yeah.
Decent return.
Yeah, not bad. Lone striker as well.
Yeah. Fulham with a bit of pressure here, deep cross to the back post, headed down by Mitrovic, and
Leeds have
spoon up in
scored.
the air. Leeds got one back against Spurs.
I wouldn't put it past them to get another one.
That doesn't matter though if Leeds win, does it? If Everton win and everybody else is already down.
If Everton win, it's game over for everyone. But
Leeds are done, innit? They're still second from bottom.
Yeah, and they still need 2 more. Possible. Can all change. It's exciting, this, isn't it?
Right, United are now back on 75 points.
Yeah.
So we're 9 points away from Arsenal.
Are Newcastle drawing currently?
Yeah.
They're on 71, yeah. They're far off. Liverpool, crap.
Foul.
66 points, Liverpool.
Mad that, innit? What did they get last season? Like 96 or something?
Yeah. Something
95.
like that. Was it 95? They didn't win the league. It was City that won it, wasn't
City
it?
won it. It was 92. Lost the league on 92 points.
And how many points did City get?
93.
Oh my goodness me. So to be fair, City wouldn't have won the league if they produced similar results last year, if Liverpool did. They actually, this year, they're only on 90 points right now.
Yeah.
Actually,
Liverpool would have won it.
They can get exactly the same if they win today, isn't it? City is still drawing.
Yeah.
4-3 Liverpool.
Liverpool got one back. It's 4-3. That's a fucking game to be watching, that, isn't it?
4-3.
I wonder
So they
how,
what,
I wonder
2-0
how
up
many
and then
went.
4-2 down, and then 4-3.
I wonder how many went down though.
Harry!
It's a long journey to go for an away game to Southampton. That, you know.
Is that Harry getting a goal again?
Spurs 3-1 up against Leeds now. That'll be the end of Leeds, won't it?
It's Harry Kane.
We're happy to see it. Is it Kane? That's 30 league goals for the season.
Ridiculous.
Fucking unbelievable player.
I'm telling you.
30 league goals.
In 38
He's almost
games.
as good as Kevin Phillips.
What a player he is, mate. What a player. Is this is it one of his highest seasons
It
again?
is his highest.
Wow.
I think it's
Arguably, it's been probably the worst season Spurs have had while he's been.
Yeah.
So the players who've scored 30... Oh, no, he's equalled his highest now. So the players who have scored 30 goals in a Premier League season, Haaland with 36, Andy Cole with 34, but I think it was still
Shearer.
more games back then.
Shearer, Phillips.
Then you got
42
Salah,
games, wasn't it?
Shearer.
What? 4-4. Oh my goodness.
4-4, Liverpool, Southampton, Jota with a goal, Ronaldo, Suarez, Kevin Phillips, Thierry Henry, Van Persie, and Harry Kane now twice doing that, which is unbelievable from Kane, especially when you consider that they've been pretty poor this season. They've had 2 managers sacked. They've had the manager sacked, then they've had their interim manager sacked.
One thing that they are good at, though, is attacking. They're not bad at attacking, are they? They
Just
have always been
they've
good going
conceded 62
forward.
goals.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean. They got no defenders at all. So no wonder why they like that. No, actually, you know what? Even when you look at the player names, there's like a couple that you think, they're all right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know even want to say the
Romero.
names anymore. Yeah.
He's all right.
I remember people saying he was better than our players. And I was like, yeah, really?
I'm thinking Harry Maguire for Harry Kane and 20 million.
I'll take it.
20 mil?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd love to
Did
do
you see
that.
that report today that apparently I think it was David Ornstein talking about Harry Kane, and he was basically saying that Daniel Levy knows it's near impossible to replace him. Even if you get 100 million quid for him, it's going to take a much higher fee for Tottenham to even consider letting him go. Much higher than 100 million quid. What are you talking about?
Well, they're going to lose out, isn't it? Because he's going to go the next year. So you get to get nothing for him the next year, and you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, you can't replace him for 100 million. How much can you replace him for fucking 0 million? Rashford.
Oh.
Left foot.
Rashford.
Oh, no. It looked like it went in.
Yeah, but you could buy a better defender and you probably finish in the same spot as you have this season.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to go anyway.
If you buy a better defender, keep Bentancur fit, you can get a decent striker for 50 million and or a decent striker for 60, a centre-back for 40, and probably be as good as you have been. Otherwise, you don't win anything next season anyway, and then you lose Harry Kane for free. 50 million.
Put him up front, and then he'll be all right.
Oh, Rashford.
Play it. One more to the left.
Predictable, that.
But if they're talking much more, is David Ornstein, which obviously he's been.
There's only 1 year left.
They're the words of a man who's been briefed, if you ask me.
Yeah, you can't do much more when you're on 1 year left.
He's 29 years. He'll be 30 at the start of the season.
Yeah,
you cannot be talking much more than 100 million. For
I just don't want it. I just don't want it to be a saga that goes on all summer, like the De Jong one, where we end up chasing our tail around Europe and then end up not getting the one we wanted.
I know, that's the thing.
It's going to be tough, to be fair. So Villa 2-1 up.
Because there's not that many other alternatives we could go for, and we definitely need a striker.
I know. That's the problem, isn't it? Like you said, Daniel Levy knows it's near impossible to replace him, and we're also, if we don't get him, trying to replace the hole he would leave.
We'll end up chasing Kane for the best part of 2 months and end up with Neymar.
Yeah. Or spend 145 million on Kane, and he comes and gets 18 goals next season.
Yeah.
And we
gets injured the first week.
Yeah. He's not looked so good today, Polina, has he? I thought he was really good last time we played him, but he's been a bit sort of a step off the pace today.
Yeah, he has.
He's an odd one as well. He's 28, you know.
Yeah.
I know obviously people can have careers elsewhere, but 27. But he'll be 28 before the start of next season. I was looking at like who United could bring in as like a Casemiro backup, and I thought he must be 23, 24.
So it happens when someone has a game against us, like, all right, and then they're like, yeah, he can come in, he can be the player.
Yeah.
And then he plays like this game, you think, can he?
So hard to do, innit?
You might as well put Pereira back. He's actually been their third best assist guy and second top scorer. Pereira.
Touch that from Rashford. But
one more. Bruno.
Just steady game now, this, isn't it, at the minute?
We just need to keep it tight. We'll be all right. Let's keep that. Let's go. Victor. Let's go, boys. Let's get one more goal. That's what we need. Let's go. One more. Find someone. Find Marshall. Left foot that. Just left foot it. Oh, he tried to find him again.
What's up, Ethan?
Smash that across goal. I just smashed that across goal, man.
I know.
And let him try and parry it out to Sancho or something. Sancho.
Producer Ethan is going absolutely mental behind the camera and he won't tell us why.
Is that Newcastle?
It's offside anyway. And Newcastle losing, Ethan.
Technical issues.
Technical issues. Anything that we'll see our end?
You won't see any updates on the Fulham team anymore.
Okay. There are some issues with updates to the Fulham team, which I believe is what we call a minor technical fault. So yeah, if there's no updates to the Fulham team, it's because producer Ethan doesn't know what he's doing. Martial, Bruno.
Wrong pass!
Fucking hit it! I don't really want Rashford to get a goal, but you threw on goal there. Take a touch and hit it. Crikey.
At least Fulham are looking like the Fulham they should be. And let's not say it's too early though. Bloody hell, why am I speaking too early?
Does Dan James still play for them?
Yeah, I think so.
Just not getting a game.
I think
Ethan, is Dan James on the bench for Fulham? Does the Fulham lineup work?
Yeah, he is, Dan James. Yeah.
Can we get that updated?
We don't want him coming on either.
No. Good pressing here. Again, Pellegrini getting dispossessed there. You've just got to take it yourself.
There's
there,
nothing.
You
can't pass that one. No. There. It's not gonna get there.
Rashford off now. That was his last half chance.
And Veggie on. Vout. Last game.
He's slowly evolved his haircut, hasn't he? He started off with like a sort of I don't know, like a young Jeremy Renner. Now he's gone young Jeremy Vine. He's gone from bouncing from Jeremy to Jeremy, but he's getting sort of more middle class by the second with that haircut. He's got hockey after this.
Come on. Please get a goal.
I'd love him to get a goal. Has he got a Premier League goal?
No.
He hasn't, has he?
No.
I know we've chatted about this before, but you could have done a similar job to Vegas this season.
No, I couldn't. Nowhere near what he did. I'm way better than him.
You must believe that.
I'm way better than him.
Yeah.
That's without even saying anything. Not thinking anything. I know I'm better than him in every aspect of his football game.
I love that.
Every single aspect. I'm better than him now.
Do you wish that you were 28 now, so that you might have a chance at getting a loan spell at United? Like when you see some of the players who have,
100%. I wish I was playing now.
The job of Igalo or Vegas at Man United. Come on,
I'm telling you.
And the thing is, the main reason Igalo got it is because he's a United fan.
Yeah,
you've got all that. You could have done that. Imagine you'd have played 18 months at United under.
I would have loved it.
It'd have been so
absolutely loved it. I would have scored 20 goals. I'm sure. I'm sure I would have got 20. Hey! What's happening? Yeah, let's get our thing back.
Steam is coming from Ethan's ears.
Yeah. A bit of composure from Ethan at this time wouldn't go amiss. He's doing it. He's showing us what he's got.
Is everything else still the same on the hunt for...
Let's have a look.
Let's League and relegation.
Let's take a fly around the grounds. As it stands, Villa still 2-1 up, cementing that top 7 spot there. Then in the other games, Leicester 2-0 up. They look pretty safe to win that game. But Everton, that's the crucial one. 1-0 up against Bournemouth. That game, Bournemouth have been more possession, but Everton have had better chances. Oof. Still 2-1.
Bournemouth score then.
If Bournemouth score, Leicester are staying up and Everton are going down. Harry Kane with 2 goals. Look at that, 30 goals.
He's the man.
Yeah.
No, I think, what did I do? I scored 6 in 16 for West Brom.
In the Prem?
Yeah.
I mean, that's certainly better than Vegas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Much worse team.
Yeah, I think so. No, 18-18 it was, sorry, for that season. The League and Cup. I should have played a lot more games, to be fair. And that was my first ever season, and I felt okay.
Yeah.
And I knew I could do a lot better, but we got relegated, and then my chances to go back all got shut off. Every single one of them. It was a killer.
Yeah.
The stories behind those are mad, but oh well.
What chances to go back into the Premier League?
Yeah, I was supposed to go back to Wigan. They said, no, you're not going. Second time, they're trying to get me in the summer, in the Christmas period. They said, the chairman actually told me at West Brom, I'll let you go, but I'm going to hold out to the end of the month. Imagine that. And I'm speaking to the Paul Jewell, saying, listen, he's just going to stretch it out. I will be able to go. And he's like, I will. Okay, no problems. 2 weeks down the line, he's like, Nath, I'm going to have to go for someone else. And then...
Blackburn?
He was at Wigan.
Oh, Wigan, sorry.
And I was at West Brom. We got relegated. So it was in the Championship. And they wanted me back, Wigan.
So you were speaking to Paul Jewell saying, just wait.
Yeah.
Our chairman is just...
He's just trying to hold things out to the end of the month, trying to get as much out of you as possible. But he will let me go for the 3 mil again. I can go back. And... So in the end, so annoying, so annoying. He says, I'm going in every day, knocking on the chairman's door. Listen, what's going on? Let me go. Last few days come in, and he's like, Nathan, go tell the manager you can go. You can go. So I'm like, where the hell's my phone? Where's my phone? Called him, Gaffer, listen, I can come. We've got a player who's coming in. We're just waiting to see if his work permit is going to be accepted or not. If it doesn't, we'll come and get you. I'm driving home from Birmingham, get back home to Wilmslow, sitting in my kitchen, looking at Sky Sports News, just looking at it going, and I see the yellow line come across. Wigan, Julius Hagahauer is actually accepted work permit. I was like, no!
I don't even know that name.
It was a Nigerian international. It's no good. It wasn't any good, to be fair, and it's just done us over, man. done me over.
Eden,
My chance to go Prem, and next minute, it's gone from a yellow line.
20 games, 0 goals for Wigan.
That player there, done me right over.
It's the chairman's fault though, wasn't it?
Yeah, the chairman done me over.
Is that common then, where they're like, that sort of tactic behind the scenes?
I don't know, but I've had a few others as well. Watford wanted me that same time. When they went up to the Premiership, they wanted me, said I'm not going. And then even after that, the season after, I went to Blackburn on trial. Jason Roberts was still there, Benny McCarthy was there, they had Gallagher there, they had a lot of strikers there. And went on trial for a week, loved me. Sam Allardyce did a fitness test, saw the doctor, medical, everything. And he went to the chairman saying, look, I want to get him in. He's done so well in trials. And they said, you got to offload a couple strikers before, because we've got 7 strikers. Transfer deadline came, gone. See you later. Still in the Championship. Another year.
That's good.
And then to even make it even worse, when I went from West Brom to Watford that year, because I just wanted to leave and get out, I went to Watford, West Brom went up that year.
Sake.
So yeah.
That's annoying me, and I'm even there. Pisses me off.
So yeah, it was an absolute nightmare of events that happened from that point on. It's like decision making is the most important thing in football.
Yeah.
And every decision I made from that point, or everything that I tried to get done, just never happened.
Went the wrong way.
So
Arsenal 5-0 up against Wolves.
Bloody hell.
Leicester still 2-1 up, and obviously in that other game there, Everton still beating Bournemouth, staying ahead of them, staying in the Premier League at the minute. But Everton, 1 goal in it.
How long's left the United game though?
7 minutes with extra time. Let's see if I can get the screen on.
Let's see if we can get going here.
Maybe press the other one, innit? I think it's not working.
Yeah, I've tried a few. 4-4 Liverpool. Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Brentford have just scored against City. 1-0.
Brentford have just scored against City. They're beating Manchester City.
Lovely.
Do we care? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
They don't care. Haaland ain't even playing either, so he's not bothered. He's just chilling, eating some mad kind of food. What's that food that he eats now? He was saying that he just eats some crazy mad food that Haaland eats.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like, really? You eat that? I can't remember what it was now. But
I think he's one of those players that just eats. I think Jack Grealish is someone who seems to eat absolute pure shit, doesn't he? He's always talking about how much he's eating like Chinese food and everything.
Oh, that's lovely.
It is good, but like it's not the sort of chicken and rice.
Like clean.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, when I say shit, I mean it's great food.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's not quite high calorie and all that in it.
Oh, are we on penalties?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming off.
Bruno coming off.
Yeah, I used to have when I was at Bristol Rovers, I used to have like religiously every Friday. I used to have an Indian at home. I used to be. I was there on my own in Bristol. Oh, is that Palestri coming on? Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a mushroom pilau rice.
Yeah.
A chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
That was my food for the Friday night.
It's a classic.
Before the Saturday.
It's an absolute classic. We've had to get the game on here because it's all just. Like Ethan's parting's gone to fuck. You know it's bad when Ethan's rubbed his parting off. He's in the background.
Oh, wait.
There we go. Here we go.
The parting is back.
Only 6 minutes behind as well.
Nearly over, Ethan.
Christ.
6 minutes.
The one I've sent you is a lot further ahead than this, Ethan. The official legal live version of everything.
5 minutes behind, you know. Wow.
Yeah. 1-0 Brentford. It almost annoys me that.
When they can win now.
Yeah, just like City now losing the last game of the season.
Not bothered, innit? Title's there. That's where you're not bothered.
Haaland eats hearts and livers and all that stuff.
That's it. He eats hearts.
Real
nice.
Some fundamental stuff.
I eat liver, chicken liver. I eat chicken liver, yeah.
I like,
Nando's chicken liver.
Liver pate and that. I like that.
Nando's chicken liver is the only one I eat.
Is it?
Lovely.
I've not had it from there.
Oh my god.
Do they
You're
cook
missing out
it with the Nando sauce?
Yeah, you're missing out.
I might give that a go.
You are missing out.
That sounds good.
Because I don't really like liver other than that. It's too dry.
Yeah.
This liver's the best.
Do you get it with bread?
Yeah. You can get. Yeah, you get it with bread. It comes with bread.
Wow.
And then you get.
I might get that today. I might get that today for my dinner.
I might actually call the missus and say, listen, let's go get that on the way back.
It's chicken livers tonight. She's a vegetarian, so that's not going to go anywhere there, but we'll try.
You might as well put it back there.
There we go.
There we go. Right, internet is there
we go.
Still 2-1. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Willian just.
Look, Tomine, what are you gonna do for us now, lad?
There's no ghost.
Don't let him get a shot off. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Again, you know what's weird? How it's like people gonna like say that De Gea's not really had a good season when he really has.
Do you think?
Well, he really has, hasn't he? He's had so many clean sheets.
Yeah.
I know he's made stupid mistakes. He's probably had the most mistakes that you can think of.
Yeah.
But also, he's had the most clean sheets you can think of.
Yeah. It's been a weird season, definitely.
Yeah, it's mixed.
Yeah.
But then, how do you get that many clean sheets and not be said, like, you've done all right?
I know. I get you. I do understand.
It's like Rashford. You think about it. He scored 30 goals, but he's not played great in all them games.
No.
A lot of them games, he's just scored.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? He's not look like he's setting the world alight. So do you can you use that same kind of thinking towards De Gea? I know he's not the football we want to play. Definitely. It's not the kind of football we want to play. But he has had clean sheets and saved us.
I don't think he's had a terrible season.
No.
I don't think he's been bad. I just don't think he's been at the level that we need.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to push on, some of the mistakes and some of the games he's cost us in the Sevilla game, his mistakes combined to basically put us out of the Europa League.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, I thought he was poor against Arsenal in the 3-1, which I don't think we had a title challenge anyway, but that game firmly cemented the fact that they were better than us.
So we get another goalkeeper in, and he gets how many clean sheets would you say would be good enough?
But the thing is, though, we've got the most clean sheets this season. You'd still swap City's season for ours. Clean sheets don't win you trophies, as we're finding out.
I think, when you look at our games, you look at the games where we did get whooped and stuff.
Yeah.
How many of them were oh my gosh, I'd never seen that coming. The first game.
The Brentford
game.
one.
Yeah, so then the Brighton game, the first game of the season.
Yeah.
If Martinez, Casemiro and them boys are playing, we don't lose that game. Don't even get that kind of result, I think. You look at the Brentford game, you don't get that kind of result if the players that we have now are playing in that game. We're talking about
Martinez
conceding
was
loads of goals.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's playing with Maguire.
Yeah.
So and then he's first time playing with him, but that was the Brighton game. Then he's struggling, and then he played in the next game and he was struggling. I felt like that was where the manager went, right, Shaw, you're off. Maguire, you're off. This person, you're off. Martinez, you're going in with Malacia. We'll get around here and now we're going to... And then we started pushing on and having them proper defensive results. Where, remember, we've gone into the Liverpool game going, we're going to... has he scored? No. We're going into the Liverpool game going, we're going to get battered here.
Yeah. Because
we've just come off to getting back 2 games against lesser teams. But it's just when you look at the games, I can't see us getting whooped the way we have. It's like we've had clean sheet, whoop.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We've conceded 11 more goals than City this season.
Yeah.
10 more than Newcastle.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but them 11 goals came against City and Liverpool.
This is what I'm saying. They've come in couple games where they're like freak games where you don't usually get battered.
But you got to put a lot of the clean sheets down to the better defensive pairing as well, surely.
That's what I mean.
But and with De Gea, I think the thing with him, he can do all the world he says, but he doesn't make minor errors, and you very rarely do as a goalkeeper. But they verge on the comical, don't they? Sometimes, especially the one this season was when he was shaking by the post when it went through his legs. Like what was that about?
He looked like sort of
like
some drunk at a lamppost trying to get a taxi.
In 1986. Yeah,
there's a FIFA glitch. That's what he was.
Yeah, there's just been too many of them.
Move it off. Stop. You can't press pause. And
10-minute stoppage time at Everton, by the way.
That is what you call squeaky bum time.
Yeah, fucking
But
hell.
United
Massive.
don't have the money, I don't think, to go out and buy a world-class striker and a world-class goalkeeper next summer. I think De Gea will be there as the number one next year. I just don't think it's going to be the priority.
Yeah.
You're still looking at 80 mil, aren't you, if you replace him?
Who is it then? Anyway, who is the person you're thinking who can come in anyway?
There's a few names that have been mentioned. I can't remember.
Who do you know that you think will definitely come in?
I'm happy. I'd keep De Gea for the time. I mean, I don't think there's anybody out there that's guaranteed to come in and
That's what I'm saying.
Because I think the thing is, you can get people who play out better, but they might not be. But they not be able to do the shot stopper.
100%. That's what I was asking. Like, is there a keeper that you think, yeah, I'm taking him, and he's actually available? I'm having him ahead of him.
Yeah.
Is there a keeper that's going down this year? Maybe if everything go down, I would have Pickford over De Gea because of his football, but it's definitely not as good shot stopping.
No.
So.
Yeah, Pickford's got a comical element to him as well as times.
Yeah. So do you have?
I don't know. There's talk of Costa in there at Porto. United seem to like him, and then there's.
Have you seen enough of him to say?
No, I haven't seen enough of him, but that's what I'm saying. If United have,
then
hopefully they know what they're talking about. Let's just have a look at the scores then. So we've got Arsenal 5, Wolves 0. Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1, currently securing them that Europa Conference League spot. Pushing Tottenham out of the European places altogether. Then Brentford are in the 96th minute 1-0 up against Manchester City. Chelsea currently drawing 1-1 with Newcastle. Then you've got full time already. Crystal Palace Forest. That game just bish bash bosh finished. No worries. Boring game. 1-1. No one cares. City have lost to Brentford. Then you've got Everton 1-0 up against Bournemouth with 6 minutes still to go. They're in the 94th minute, still 6 to go, keeping them currently safe. And then Leeds have got battered by Tottenham 3-1. That's the end of that. Leicester, again, this is the other one, 2-1 up against West Ham. So West Ham have got one back there. Who scored the goal for West Ham? When was that goal? 79th minute, 4-0. And then you've got United 2-1 up, and Liverpool and Southampton drawing at 4-4. I think we should stay on until the Everton-Bournemouth game is decided, regardless of what happens here. It's a free kick to Fulham. Ball to the back post. Shot there. Oh, scuffed at it. Clear it out, get it out. This will be the end of the game.
I do not want a draw. That's all. I do not want a draw.
There
it's over.
we go.
We got the win.
2, Fulham 1. Ending the league season with a win. Only one loss at Old Trafford all season. I think it's 15 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss all season at Old Trafford.
And you said 2-1.
Which is brilliant. Yeah, I think I did. Either 2-1 or 2-0. United. Quick thoughts on the game, though. I just want to stick around to the Everton games finish, because let's see the final league table before we go.
No, I mean, as a spectacle, it wasn't brilliant, but I expect that for the last game of the season, when Fulham went 1-0 up, and then they got the penalty. I thought, oh, this might be the best result to go into the FA Cup final, but once David De Gea saved the penalty, it was just a completely different United from there. I don't think Fulham really had a sniff. Some good moments. I thought Malacia's tenacity again was there. He played decent, but for me, the man of the match was Fred, who was involved in. But I think he came up about the 65th minute, but he's involved in both goals, driving into the box for the first one, and then the ball for Fernandes was just spectacular. Really good.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on that? 2-1, good to end the season with a win, and even though it's finished, it's given us third place, but in terms of big ramifications, there's not much going on there. Sorry, Tottenham have just scored. Who scored this one now? Where are we? 90 plus 5, making it 4-1 against Leeds. Leeds are relegated, and the goal scorer is none other than Lucas Moura. No Harry Kane hat trick. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think United, look, we wanted to win the game, and we've done that job.
Yeah.
The managers had to play the best of the players for the majority of the game anyway. And in the end, no one's injured. So the good thing is we've got all our players who are fitter than before the game, and more ready. We're as ready as we can be for that game. And look, Fulham, if they got that second one, I think we would have gone on to lose. But it was the turning point.
Yeah.
De Gea saved us, and it just spurred us on to go and win the game. And the boys played well enough to create chances and score. And as you said, Fred, he was doing really well with that pass. That pass was tremendous. And he found himself in attacking positions quite a bit as well.
Yep.
And Bruno, I think Bruno's been really good today. He's done really well. He's got that great goal as well. And he's just lively. What you were saying before, for being in with a shout with player of the season, he's actually showing why he's there. He's the source of goals and the source of assists as well. So, you know what? I'm happy with that, with the 2-1. I got it wrong. I thought it was 3-1, but
it's not far off.
3 points is 3 points.
Right, just as we carry on, Leicester have won 2-1 against West Ham. That's done, which means that in the 3 remaining games, Leeds are relegated, by the way, so we can all be happy about that. Leeds have gone down. They've lost 4-1 to Tottenham. The only game left playing is Everton-Bournemouth. We're in the 97th minute. There are 10 added minutes. If Bournemouth score, Everton are relegated.
Can we not get it on the...
We can try and get it on, but it's going to be minutes behind. We're well ahead on this. So we're in the 98th minute now of that Everton-Bournemouth game. If Bournemouth score, Everton go down and Leicester stay up. A quite sensational end to the season here in prospect. But yeah, the league table as it stands.
Yeah, you better lay down, man.
You've got Bournemouth, Southampton rooted to the bottom of the table. Then you've got Leeds, who are definitely relegated. Then it is Leicester City on 34, Everton on 36. Very, very exciting stuff here. People saying, come on, Bournemouth. A lot of people want Everton to go down here.
I don't want them going down.
I don't mind them.
Well done, Tottenham. Well done. Well done.
Harry Kane finishing the season on 30 goals. He knows he's too good for him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All those Leeds United fans crying.
Unbelievable. 4 minutes to play at Everton. It's only 1 minute now. They're in the 99th minute. I'm slightly ahead of the TV here.
Really hope they stay up. I can't.
I don't even know why. I don't really know why I want Everton to stay up, but I do want them to stay up. Nerve-wracking.
Yeah, there won't be any football being played in the last couple of minutes.
I know, it's just going to be awful. Get the ball out, do as little as you can.
Get in the corner, pretend to be injured, do whatever you can.
98,
kill the minutes.
28 final seconds, and now a minute and a half left in that game. A minute and a half, but there might even be stoppage time on the stoppage time with 10 minutes gone.
Laid down, won't he? There'll probably be 11 minutes.
Come on. Why do we care? I don't care. All of a sudden, there's just football on, and I'm so invested. I'm desperate for Everton to stay up, and I don't know why.
Keep playing, boys.
Come on, James Garner, lad. Get your thoughts in the comments. God. United have finished third. We'll obviously do the full review in a few minutes at the end of this game. We're just waiting to see the final
few seconds. Get that out. Get it out. There we go.
Versus Bournemouth. The full live review to Manchester United. Not just this game, but we'll have a look at the season and we'll look ahead to the FA Cup final as well. We'll be coming straight after this.
You think they got enough about them to just pop it around? No
90
chance.
plus 10. We're in the 10th minute here at Goodison Park. Everyone's shitting it. Oh my god! Right, gotta be game's gotta be close. 30 seconds left at Everton. I'm nervous.
This is crazy.
Look at everyone singing. Fucking imagine how scared you'd be. You'd feel fucking sick.
My mate's there at the moment.
Is he? Yeah. Especially when, like I said, most of those people watching have never seen anything other than Everton in the top flight.
Oh, that's Leicester, isn't it?
Leicester did what they had to do. They won the game.
They're watching the game.
They gathered around an app.
They must feel so bad because it's over.
Is
it going to get an Aguero? We're not going to get an Aguero.
Are we?
Surely not.
Who knows?
Just keep it moving, boys. Don't keep booting it.
We're in the 90. We're in the 101st minute now at Goodison Park. 100 plus minutes gone. Only seconds remain.
You're watching on the actual live scores as well.
Yeah. I can't be doing all this delayed bullshit. This people's careers online. It's finished. There you go. Right, we're going to be back in a few minutes, going through the full league table, looking at Manchester United season. The Everton have stayed up. Leeds are down. Leicester are down. Southampton are down. United have got third. Newcastle fourth. What else is it? United third. Newcastle fourth. Liverpool fifth. Brighton sixth. Aston Villa get the last European spot in seventh. Tottenham Hotspur nothing. And like I said, relegated are Leicester, Leeds, and Southampton. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the full match review. Thank you very much, Scotty, for joining us. The link to Scotty and Motti is in the description. Thank you very much, Nathan, for coming on as well. The link to Duke's United show is in the description, so check them both out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Manchester United will finish third in the Premier League season 2022-23. We'll see you in a bit.